Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to the Nintendo Select podcast. This is episode 15, if I am not mistaken. I'm joined, as always, by the Nutty Professor himself.
Oh,
Tucker
that's
Hazel.
me.
That is
Represent.
you. Tucker.
Me and Eddie Murphy, we are kindred souls in
Yes,
this regard.
yes, you are. We recorded on Friday last week, so a day late. This week we're recording a day early, so it actually has not been that long since I talked to you. But how have you been doing past couple days here?
I'm doing great. I'm not gonna lie. I've had a good week. I played some games. I've got a lot done, and I've kind of just been relaxing a lot because my travels begin tomorrow as the time recording.
Tucker, the person who does not travel very often, once again traveling this week.
Now, did I say that?
You did verbatim say that.
You
said I don't travel very often.
Because I said that, there's a good chance that it's on the record, like it's available to find on the internet. It'd probably be pretty hard to find me saying that, but I believe you that I said that.
Yeah.
I think in my mind I don't travel because I'm always at home in my mind. But
Tucker, I get on an airplane once a year.
My physical body, my corporeal being, travels quite frequently, I guess.
Dude, I never travel. I would like to travel more, but it's a lot of money, man. And if you're not doing it, I remember you went to you went to Austin a couple weeks ago, right? But that was like for work technically, but also your family's there, so it's a multifaceted thing. I have no reason to go anywhere outside of just pleasure.
Yeah, the bins. Well, you know what you could do? You could travel to check other bins in other places.
True.
See if it has anything different.
Yeah, my girlfriend.
You'd be like, hey, let's take a trip to Costa Rica.
The Costa Rica bins.
see how the good old bins are in Costa Rica.
Yeah, well, my girlfriend visited her family like a month or two ago, and she was, because she grew up near there, so she went to those Goodwill outlets, and she was saying
near Costa Rica.
No, where she's from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't say where, so you just
right.
said there.
You're right. Maybe she is Costa
by
Rican.
English.
You're right.
By the
You're
conventions
right.
of English language.
She's from Pennsylvania.
Okay. But you don't want to dox her.
Well, wait. What's her exact address here? But see, those bins don't have media very often, Tucker. And if there's no media, there's no video games, and frankly, I just don't have the time to care about that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair.
Without the games, it all falls apart for me. But
that's the core of your life. I mean, you look behind you. Jesus Christ.
I'm so sad, Tucker. I finally ran out of space on the shelf. It's hard to tell. There's not even a single slot down there. So I need.
What are you gonna do? There's a lot of Switch games coming out this year.
I don't know. I already have a lot to put on the shelf just from limited run orders from the past that have been coming in. I had some Asian imports, like some Atelier games coming in from Video Games Plus. So I'm already overboard here.
Yeah. There's not space for another shelf, is there? Well, you have to pick and choose. We have to look through and be like, well, this is
all the Sophie's Choice, some Switch games here.
Yeah. But maybe that's a good thing, and maybe you'll realize I don't need this shit.
I do, Tucker.
Oh, okay, my bad. I was just seeing how that hit you.
Well, there is actually a little bit of space I can make. I do have 3 copies of Xenoblade Chronicles 3 on the shelf right now, so
I feel like you've mentioned this before. But I'm equally shocked, no matter if it's the second time I've heard it or the 4,000th.
But also, I need all 3 copies of Xenoblade 3 available at all times,
just in case. In case one fails,
I need to.
Gotta back up.
I just have one in every room of the house, just in case.
Easy access.
In case of emergency, break glass. This is Xenoblade 3 inside. Not a bad idea.
Why do you have 3 copies? Was one an extra pre-order for a friend or something like that? Seems like that's usually what ends up happening.
That happened, and then also someone on eBay had it early. That was actually one of the first games I got early.
That's right. Yeah,
12 days early or something. So I got that copy. Then I had 2 copies of the special edition pre-ordered from Japan. I also have 2 of the special edition just sitting in the closet. So
now you are Mr. Early Game. That's actually one of the first things I really knew about you. And frankly,
that doesn't happen anymore.
Well, that's what I'm just gonna say is. One of the reasons your channel is as popular as it is because you've been able to make the high quality content about the exact things that people are curious about because you are able to find the games early through nefarious means.
Nefarious.
and last year it happened 6 times. And even this year with Tears of the Kingdom. Now, obviously you can't guarantee that you're going to be able to get them, but Are you planning on trying to be that guy for things like Mario Wonder and Mario RPG and stuff like that? Because you already have all those games pre-ordered, but
yeah, I didn't.
will you try to get early copies?
I didn't even try for Pikmin 4 because I frankly didn't have much interest in covering that game like pre-release, making videos on it. Mario Wonder, absolutely. That's probably the only game this year I will though.
Okay. No Detective Pikachu returns.
No, I mean if I have
early copy.
Well, okay. Here's the thing. People always ask me like, how do you do it? How do you get these games early? Are you going to like a local mom and pop shop stealing them? No, I'm just on eBay. I'm literally just on eBay. And people get them and post them early. Now, admittedly, there was one specific account that was selling them early, like for months, but he has gone AWOL. I have not seen him post in 4 months now, so I think he's a goner.
Yeah, Nintendo Ninja's probably got him.
Maybe. Yeah, the last game I got early was actually Final Fantasy 16. I got like 3 days early.
Yeah, that really paid off, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
You bastard.
Tucker's going to be seething until I play 16 all the way through.
Yeah. And you know what? Hey, it's fair, though, because I didn't finish Xenoblade 3. Though, it's actually not fair because I like Xenoblade 3.
Is goated.
And you don't like Final Fantasy 16, so it kind of makes sense. Though you're also a sick bastard. Thank you. I just don't know.
Of course. I will finish 16, but I keep getting distracted by other games.
Yeah.
I loaded it up when we'll talk about what we're playing, but I loaded it up.
Topical games.
Yeah, I loaded it up and I was like, man, I'd rather play Yakuza right now. So
there is, of course, always the risk. You run the risk if you stop a game for one day, there's a chance you don't play it for the rest of your life. And of course, that's just a normal thing. But like, I find myself thinking about, okay, I still need to finish this. I still need to finish that. But like, if I put a game down for more than 5 days, there's like a 90% chance I'm not coming back to it.
Yeah, well, that's what I was trying to do with Final Fantasy 16 was I was going to take a break at that time skip that happens, but then that obviously has not happened.
Yeah.
So, oh god,
what happened?
I've mushed your face in the OBS.
Okay. Whoa! Look at me, you guys.
Yeah, okay, you're back to normal. All right, Tucker, let's get into our quick news. Once again, we're recording early, so there's not a ton this week, but actually there kind of is, surprisingly, for a Wednesday morning. Worth noting, I'm not sure when I'm going to post this. Last week we posted on Saturday. I'll probably just save it for Friday still. But Nintendo's financials, I didn't realize it was already time again. Those are coming out tonight. So this is outdated, but there will be sales information on how much Tears of the Kingdom has sold and all that stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be exciting. Yeah, I'm actually so we'll talk about that next week when we reconvene after Tucker's little trip here.
Oh, yeah.
But let's go ahead and get into our quick stories here. So the first one, I just wanted to update this because we did talk about this a couple weeks ago. The Last Hope, the game that...
You never ended up getting it, did you?
I'm sad I didn't, Tucker, because this game actually got removed from the eShop, seemingly due to a copyright claim from Sony. So for those that are unaware, this was a game, just a really bad Unity-looking Last of Us kind of clone. It's not. Here's the thing. It's not even really a Last of Us clone. Just the key art was a ripoff of the Last of Us.
And the name.
Yeah, and the Last of Us.
But it is a Last of Us clone insofar as if someone's stupid enough, they might accidentally believe that it's some form of Last of Us media. You got to be really fucking stupid. I think I watched the Digital Foundry video on it, which is a great video because it just goes over how like the game is worse than you think it is at face value. Like, this is stupid. This is lazy. But like, that's a travesty of a game from every possible metric.
I think the person was it Mark Lenneman. I'm not sure which one did it for Digital Foundry, but he was like, "This is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life." Just like genuinely, this is so bad. So, although it's a good thing that it got removed, and I've been advocating for better eShop moderation in general, I'm a little sad I didn't buy it. I will not lie. Yeah, because I will never be able to buy it now.
If you had bought it, I believe you can obviously still have it on your Switch. You paid for it. You have it downloaded.
Of course. I have.
It's just not accessible anymore.
Yeah, I have some other games that have gotten removed. I remember. You weren't around for Meme Run on Wii U, were you, Tucker?
I played Meme Run on Wii U. I didn't own it myself, but I had a friend. I had a high school friend / middle school friend who's the exact kind of person, especially back then, who that game like appealed to. He was the kind of kid that would wear the bright highlighter green shirts, like my awesomeness blinds you. He has like the Charizard with the sunglasses, deal with it. Sure, like that's the kind of friend we're talking about. And of course, he owned Meme Run on Wii U. which is just an endless runner with a stick man with a troll face, and like the colorful Pepe frog like comes up and does his dance, and he does like the mom get the camera and like COD hit
Yeah.
scan noise, and Mountain Dew and Doritos. And it's
Oh
like
baby,
it's
it's
exactly
triple.
what you think it exactly.
Yes.
Which is interesting
MLG.
because that's kind of an aesthetic. Like that's kind of a
It kind of
genre.
is, and nothing else does that. Honestly, I can't think of anything else that is like going for like that MLG Pro meme thing. Meme Run, honestly, iconic. That is an iconic Wii U game, I think.
In its own way, it's just very distinct.
Yeah, when I think of the Wii U eShop, I do think of Meme Run, unironically. But yeah, like you said, it's just an endless runner, and it's not very good. And then I think the person went on to make Bigley's Revenge, which I never played that one.
How do you spell that?
Because that
Bigley?
one,
Bigly?
something like that. And that one actually got removed from the eShop much faster, so I never played that. But I remember like Christmas 2014 using my eShop card to buy Meme Run, and then like a week later it got taken down, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm glad I got it.
It was only up for a week?
Bigley's Revenge is that?
Oh, Bigley's Revenge was? Or are you talking about Meme Run?
No, I was saying Meme Run was taken down like a week after I bought it. I'm not sure how long Meme Run was actually up. I think it was a few weeks at least. It's always jarring to me when you pick up your cat, because my cat's such a fat ass that like
I can't. Oh yeah, she's tiny. She doesn't weigh very much.
You can like, it's weird how you can like see the weight in a video of something, you know?
Yeah.
That cat weighs 1 pound.
She's very small, but she's also she's got the brain of a even smaller cat. She's pretty stupid, but like she's got the voice of a much larger cat. She thinks she's larger, but she's actually just a tiny little thing. Trying to keep her company. There's nothing going on. She was sitting outside my door. It was open. She was yelling. She's like, trying to say hi. And there's just nothing I can fucking do. Like, what do you do with the cat?
Just give her treats or something. I don't know.
Oh man.
Give her like scratch her chin.
I'm watching gameplay of Bigley's Revenge right now.
Is it also just a runner? I've actually never seen it.
No, it is a like high score based first person shooter where you're on a square floating in the void with like clouds in the background, and you shoot at like Illuminati things off in the distance, and they explode into like MLG kind of stuff, and money comes raining down from the sky, and it's crazy.
Next time I load up my Wii U homebrew stuff, I might have to try Bigley's Revenge out.
Oh yeah. That'd be a great one to talk about.
Bigley's Revenge.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, but the interesting thing about The Last Hope being removed, and we actually sort of lightly covered this topic when that game was announced, and you were talking about, hey, eShop curation, get on it, come on.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking a lot about that since you mentioned that, because I think I actually fall on the other side of that concept of, yeah, it's not great for discoverability when there are a lot of clock and
puzzle,
and sliding puzzle games, and like on PlayStation Store 10-second platinums or whatever, like 30 games are the exact same. But I also think that I prefer the concept of anyone being able to make whatever they want and being able to share it to the masses. And unfortunately, just with the idea of humanity and how many people are out there, that's going to come with the risk of there's going to be some crappy stuff on there. But also, how do you draw the line there, right? Like, how do you say, okay, this game that you made, it's not long enough. It doesn't, okay, length isn't a problem. So then it doesn't cost enough, but okay, there's 99-cent games. Like,
well, in the case
what
of The Last
metric
Hope,
do you
this
use?
Is a broken mess that anybody who,
Sure,
if anybody actually looked at it, they could tell this should not be released.
Yeah. Though, I mean, there are AAA games that are also broken. Not to that degree, certainly. But like, okay, then where do you draw the line? Is it how many bugs per minute do you encounter? How many crashes on average? How do you quantify that? To say, no, this kind of game, for whatever reason, shouldn't be allowed. I just think it's interesting to think about. I prefer the idea that it's a free market.
Sure. I definitely can see that. I in an ideal world, that'd be perfect if you could just trust everybody to not release shovelware garbage for money. Sony also has a very similar issue where people will release games that you pay $1 for and you get a platinum within 30 minutes. That's a huge pandemic on the PlayStation Store. It just sucks. Maybe if they can just find a way to filter this stuff out when you're viewing the eShop,
Oh no, I think that curation in terms of the
Yeah.
front of the store
If
and
they can figure out
discoverability
that, then it
for
won't really
more
matter.
meaningful products, absolutely, that should be possible, and it
Yeah.
is possible.
Yeah.
But I mean, like on like a conceptual, like in my mind, kind of gatekeeping level, I just don't. And obviously, I'm not the person that would need to figure that out. But and I'm sure it would be possible to figure out. But those kind of rules, I don't know. Sometimes if someone just wants to like make a game and maybe they're proud of it, but it's not very good, and like I don't know. I've been thinking about it a lot.
Where do you draw the line at the AAA clocks, though? Like, can you just nitpick one person, one company? Because it is a lot of the same companies doing it. Same thing on PlayStation, where it's like one company releasing a game every week, and it's just a clock. Come on.
How many copies do those sell?
Like, that's a great question. I wish you could, like, I love how on the Wii and 3DS
it's
you can
not
see
free
ratings.
to make these games.
Yeah, because I mean, even if, let's say it takes them, okay, they made like the base AAA clock on Switch, and it takes them a day of fucking development to add an anime
Yeah.
girl to it,
Oh,
right?
probably.
But
Yeah, if that.
But then they need to get it sorted. It gets ESRB rated. Like they
Yeah.
have to go through all these processes, so it's definitely not free.
You know who I feel the worst for? The people at the ESRB. There's probably one guy that every week he comes into work and he's like,
he reviews
eShop
game footage
again. Yeah. But I mean, actually, no, that's probably the easiest thing for him though, because like I imagine that he's like, oh, okay, it's from this company. It's called Clock. I can just look at one screenshot and that's the entire game. But I imagine that it's really fucking annoying that someone has to do this. This is a human process that has to happen.
The ESRB is like this weird mythical force. I feel like I haven't like there has to be interviews of people that work for the ESRB, right? But it feels like I never like hear someone saying like I work for the ESRB, because that shit's just so like tightly kept down.
Yeah.
I mean, the only leak I can think of happening from the ESRB is the Smash leak from 2014. Other than that, ESRB, they're very tight-lipped. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. Well, sometimes yes and no, because
well, you get like the descriptions, actually, I guess.
Yeah, but I guess it's not ESRB, but ESRB equivalent boards, especially in other countries, are where,
South Korea.
Frankly, most actual leaks come from, and they're the most credible leaks. It's like, okay, like the Red Dead Redemption remake or whatever has been rated, and we're like, we didn't even know that was happening, but it has to be happening because it's being certified by fucking Singapore or whatever.
Yeah.
But the ESRB themselves in America, you're right. I don't think I've heard much from.
I almost included it as a joke, but I saw Game Explain uploaded a video, and obviously they were also joking, but the ESRB rated Mario Wonder this week. They reference a fire-breathing character. So Bowser is confirmed for the game, Tucker.
No way.
Big news.
No way.
It's big news.
I mean, honestly though, could just be like a power-up that Yoshi gets.
Sure.
Could be an
Bowser
enemy.
might not be in the game.
It's actually possible that he's not. No, wait, no. Isn't Bowser is Bowser in one of the clips? I actually don't remember.
Bowser Jr. is.
No. Okay, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah. There's like a little boss battle.
So obviously, Bowser's in the game. All right, Tucker. This was kind of an
what if Mario Wonder's plot is about them Bowser's dead?
It could be.
And like it's like a power struggle. Like there's a power vacuum in the Mushroom Kingdom, and suddenly all the Koopalings are like infighting. And they're like it's like Game of Thrones. Like who's going to become the most powerful?
Tucker,
who's going to take over Bowser's spot?
If the Koopa kids are in this fucking game, we're going to have an issue.
I do not like fighting those goddamn Koopalings.
Bowser Jr. is one thing I can accept that, but if the Koopa kids are in this game,
Bowser Jr. also they experiment with Bowser Jr. Like they'll give him different stuff. They'll transform him in different ways. I mean. Okay, sure. Iggy will do like a different move slightly in like a different game.
They're all the same boss, bro.
Funny same.
That actually
is part of why I really do not like the new Soup games very much. Is obviously most of those games include the Koopa Kids in some fashion as the main bosses, and then almost all of them, if not all of them, include like Pom Pom and Boom Boom as the sub bosses. And I think that might be the laziest element of Mario game design that's ever happened. It's just repeating Boom Boom boss battles and like giving him one more hit or one more move. And I'm like, I've done this for 8 worlds already. What the fuck are you doing?
You're totally right. I'm a new Soup defender, but if it has one truly weak element, it probably is the bosses.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they reuse. I mean, I think honestly, even beyond the Koopa Kids, Boom Boom specifically is
Boom Boom
insane.
is I think my least favorite part of the entire Mario
crazy.
franchise.
They used him in every world.
Yeah.
And it's just the same fight, but this time there's like a fire on the wall or something.
Yeah.
Like,
so I guess they changed the arena mostly. It's like, okay, you're on a platform and there's like voids on the side,
yeah, you
or
can
like
fall off now.
it tilts back and forth or whatever. And usually it doesn't change that much, especially if you're good at the game and know how to like wall jump.
Mario physics don't really, I don't know, like gravity doesn't really matter. If it's like tilting, it doesn't really change your trajectory that much. You're still gonna fall straight down.
Bizarre. I fucking hate Boom Boom fights, and I will be okay with what Mario Wonder gets one Boom Boom fight, like a fuck in a PG-13 movie. They get one Boom fight.
Yes,
and hopefully it's memed in some way. Like Boom Boom shows up and you think you're gonna fight him and you do a couple hits, but then he transforms into a giant thing and it's like, oh, okay, you're sort of subverting your expectations. But past that, it's a no-go. Active points get actively deducted for every Boom Boom fight I experience in Mario Wonder.
One entire point on the 10-point scale gets deducted every time Boom Boom gives a 0 out of 10.
You've got Nintendo. You've got what is that? 3 months.
Take them out.
You got 3 months to remove them because I know they're in there. I fucking smell it.
God damn it. Sucker, this morning was an up and down for me. So really late last night. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry to announce this to you all. I'm actually a little sad about this. The Call of Duty Wii and DS servers are down. Now,
oh no!
You might hear that and think, wait, those were already down. They actually weren't. The only Call of Duty game on Wii and DS, I believe, that used GameSpy servers, which is the Wi-Fi connection that shut down back in 2014, I believe that was World at War. So that's been down for like almost 10 years.
Now, why only that one? Oh, because that's the oldest one.
No, Modern Warfare Reflex Edition's older. I'm not sure why exactly that one specifically used Nintendo's Wi-Fi connection, but the other games, Modern Warfare Reflex, Modern Warfare 3, and Black Ops 1, and then the random DS games use their own like servers for some reason. So people were actually still playing these. I remember like a year or two ago, I saw someone post Modern Warfare 3.
People were playing.
Well, okay, but you say that, but I mean, people still play Black Ops 2 on Wii U. Like there are people playing these games. If it's a dozen people, sure, but there were actually still people playing them.
That is crazy. I mean, as I was sharing like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I tried to get Destruction All-Stars matches and it was tough.
Yeah.
Destruction All-Stars is like a 2-year-old game.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Call of Duty on DS is fucking ancient.
I imagine the DS games you probably cannot find players.
Yeah.
The Wii versions were a little bit more akin to the 360 versions. Although I imagine that's probably hacked to hell because the Wii's the most modded console of all time. And also, why would you want to play it on Wii? Like, it's cool, but
it's interesting. Totally tangential. What do you think the most like modern hacked console of all time is? My mind immediately goes towards PSP because PSP was notoriously easy to mod and people use that quite a bit for emulation.
I would definitely say Wii.
Wii? You think?
Yeah. I mean, there are so many like news stories like Nintendo suing people for like leaking New Super Mario Bros. Wii back in the day, and it like, actually like hurt their sales. And
also, a much more popular console, so even just by magnitude,
I mean the PSP did really well. But yeah, I think the Wii. People still talk about the Wii, modding the Wii, getting GameCube on it. Now Wii U kind of replaces that, but that's the Wii U. So Wii and Wii U kind of go in the same category. But seeing these servers go down, the thing that I don't like is that it was just random. They didn't announce this beforehand. They are just gone. They could come back, I guess. But I'm not holding my breath.
As we'll get to.
But, Tucker, today is a fucking beautiful day. On
the up and down.
On the other side of the coin. So back in December, a vulnerability was kind of revealed on Nintendo 3DS and Wii U online games. Just a couple of them. Mario Kart 7 actually got a patch. Mario Kart 7 got a patch randomly in December of last year. People were like, wait a second, what's going on here? And then a few months passed, and then in March, they actually took down the servers for Splatoon and Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. They never announced it. They did put up a notice on the eShop before that closed saying these games are undergoing maintenance. But I think most people just kind of assumed these are probably never coming back. Because I think we even actually discussed the theory, because they added Inkopolis from Splatoon 1 to Splatoon 3 in that DLC the day the servers went down. Which is
really?
Which is weird.
Oh, that's an interesting.
That's really weird. I don't know if it's a coincidence. I really don't. But Nintendo.
Now it feels like a coincidence.
Yeah, sure. But late last night, Nintendo announced that the servers are coming back on August 3rd. So by the time you're listening to this, they'll be back up on Wii U. there will be a patch for both games, so that means someone actually had to go in and like they had to release a patch for these games to fix the online, and that's just really nice to see because Nintendo. People will say, oh, they owe it to their fans or whatever. They did not have to fix these games. Yeah. And I mentioned this in my video that I posted this morning. I really wonder, what does the lifespan for a game like this look like now? Because it was offline for 5 months.
That's a long time.
Splatoon and Mario Kart 8 on Wii U did have actually a lot of players. You could find a match of Splatoon very quickly because it's huge in Japan. And Splatoon 1 was actually trending in Japan last night on Twitter. Sorry, on X. Gotta get it right here. Gotta learn it. So I do wonder, like, are there gonna be like kids loading up their Wii U in Europe this week to play Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U because they heard the news? I would imagine most people that were playing it probably wouldn't see that information. They probably would have given up by now. So I feel like it killed it either. Either way, it's dead. Splatoon 1 will find an audience with Japanese players, I'm sure. But overall, this still fucked it. In the long run.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, especially if you aren't super tuned into this, because my mind immediately goes towards people who are hardcore into this. As you said, being popular in Japan for Splatoon on Wii U and Mario Kart 8. I'm sure there are people who prefer playing Mario Kart 8 on Wii U as opposed to Deluxe. I'm not sure why, but I'm sure if you're fucked in the head enough, you've got a reason.
Like the 2 items.
Maybe.
Stupid.
Maybe. Maybe they like the
fire hopping. Yeah, the battle mode, classic.
But I imagine that like I imagine those are really the only people still playing it online. I think it's possible to imagine that there's kids out there that still only have a Wii U and they might love playing Mario Kart and they might have enjoyed playing it online. But I imagine that those kids, when they went on 3 months ago and tried to play and saw that it was shut down and then might have tried like a week later and then are like, yeah, it's just gone. They're not going to know. They're not going to know to come back, that they can come back. Unless there's like some sort of, which is actually possible. There's some sort of like notification.
There's a patch, so if you load up the game, you'll see there's a patch and maybe you'll assume that the servers are back online. But I imagine...
people don't understand patches. The average player does not understand
But also,
patches.
Here's the thing. This is mostly going to... What I'm talking about mostly applies to kids that probably aren't online, really.
Yeah.
I'd imagine that they probably spent the last 5 months begging their parents for a Switch. And whether or not they actually got one, that remains
this
to be seen.
Hypothetical Wii U obsessed child.
Yes, they exist
in 2023.
But also, I wonder with like the Splatoon audience in Japan, like that's probably mostly adults, I'd imagine.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
I'm happy because I like doing videos every year, specifically with Splatoon 1 and Call of Duty on Wii U, just checking on the player counts.
Yeah.
And I think to do that.
How do you check that?
Year. I just go online and I play and see how fast I find.
Okay. I mean, you don't get to see like total numbers or anything.
In the case of Call of Duty, it actually does show you the number on those older games. So when I did Black Ops 2 last week, I think it had like 20 players, but I found a TDM match instantly. And then Splatoon is just based on how fast I see it. So very happy they're bringing this back. I do wonder what it means in the little write up on their website, like announcing it. It actually says like they basically say next time this happens, we're not fixing it. they basically say,
really?
Yeah. Let me see what it said here. It was actually really funny. Because I read it like while I was recording live, and I was like, wait a second. They basically like gave themselves an out. Let me pull it up here. If I can learn how to use a Mac.
Did you put this on the document?
Yeah, it's just a link.
I see. Okay.
Here's what it said.
It's not big like the other ones. My mind skipped over it because there's a tiny link.
They said, if further issues occur which make it difficult to continue supporting online play, we may have to discontinue the online play service for Wii U games such as Splatoon and Mario Kart at short notice. Should this occur, please note that offline play would function normally. So they kind of wrote themselves a little out there saying, next time this happens, we are not fixing it. That's what that reads to me. Which, like, it makes sense. But
I wonder if it took 5 months of active development to fix this. I know you're not the biggest tech guy, but do you know what the issue was that caused them to take it down?
I just know there was some sort of security and vulnerability where people with modded Wii U's and 3DSs could literally like if your credit card was on the eShop, they could get it. Like it was like bad. Like personal information was like getting out if you played it. Dang. Yeah. So it'll be sad to see when these go down inevitably, eventually, permanently.
Yeah.
But it is kind of encouraging because when the eShop closed, I just assumed, okay, well, the servers are next for all these games. The Nintendo Network as a whole is probably going to go down eventually. But the fact they actually went in and fixed these, even if it's been one guy toiling away in a corner in Kyoto.
Probably.
this to me says it's probably going to be at least a couple years before everything goes down, like Mario Kart 7
Definitely.
and Smash 3DS.
Yeah.
So that's encouraging at the very least.
Because if it was more imminent, like within a year,
they would not have done this. Yeah.
No, of course they wouldn't bother.
At least with Mario Kart 7, I mean, that's the 3DS sold very well, and Mario Kart 7 still, I'd imagine, has a lot more players than Mario Kart 8 or Splatoon.
Absolutely.
So that one made sense to patch. Splatoon.
Well, also Mario Kart
8,
7 is a more distinct game. Mario Kart 8 has an actively being updated and no content added to version that way more people have on a current gen console. Mario Kart 7 being at least somewhat different means that makes sense to have a more active player base. But now a question for you, because I am not really that much of a multiplayer guy, but are there games that you were really, really into that are entirely dead, like don't have access for servers anymore?
That's a good question. Honestly, not really. I mean, I know like you can't play Mario Maker, like you can't upload courses anymore, I don't think.
Yeah.
Which
can you play stages?
I think you can still download stages, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
But yeah, in terms of servers being shut down, not like anything that I'm like super fond of. Because I didn't really play Wii or DS games online that much, honestly, because my internet was horrible.
No,
and,
I did not either.
And online play on those games were horrible also when I tried playing them. I remember even when I had decent internet, trying to play like Smash, Brawl, and stuff, it's not the move, dude.
I did not understand the concept of connecting to other people through internet. The closest, let me clarify. While the Wii and DS were like current gen systems, that was when we were children. Like between me being 7 and 10, something like that. Like that's when I was my main focus of games was playing on my DS and my Wii. The closest I got was trying to get like a special edition Rotom from like a mystery gift for like Diamond and Pearl,
sure,
Platinum or whatever.
I do miss that kind of stuff.
I did not get that. Like I could not figure it out. Like I remember thinking, okay, I need to be really close to the router so I can get it. So I would like sit behind the couch because the router, the router was behind the couch in the living room, and I sat back there and I like tried to do it, and I couldn't figure out how to because I didn't know how the internet worked at that age. And I don't think I ever got it, and I certainly never traded online or anything. I couldn't even figure out how to trade like locally with my. I was really fucking dumb when I was that young. But the only game that I know that I was really into at one point in my life that is actively shut down was Lego Universe. That was a game that the only MMO I've ever put significant time into, that I had a subscription to, and I played for at least a year. I mean, I don't know exactly. Time worked very differently when I was a child. It felt like years of my life, but I don't think that game was up for like
I've never
multiple years.
Lego. What is Lego Universe?
It was just a Lego MMO. You like make your own character. You go online. There's worlds based on pirates and aliens and Ninjago and stuff like that, and it's just complete little missions, and it was fucking awesome. That game rules so goddamn hard, or did when I was 8.
Yeah.
But that game shut down completely, and they're like, "Yeah, we're not doing this anymore." And so I remember getting the news that was happening and being very sad about it, and talking to my friend Griffin Kittleson. Shout out! He and I were the only ones to play that game together, and we were like, "This is the worst day of our life." And then we probably forgot about it.
And then you probably didn't think about it again for another.
Well, also because I think like within a year of that being shut down, we've discovered Minecraft, and so like, what? Who cares? You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I can't really think. I didn't like most of what I played online when I was younger was Call of Duty and 3DS and Wii U online games. So the moment when 3DS and Wii U go down, that's when I'll really.
Sure.
That's when I'll have my moment.
You'll feel it.
Which I was feeling with Splatoon 1. I honestly, unironically, Splatoon 1 is still my favorite Splatoon game. Mostly due to nostalgia, but I think the maps and the weapon kits and the specials are a lot more fun in that game. Splatoon 3, I will like. It's clearly a better game, obviously, and Splatoon 3 is a lot of fun. But Splatoon 1 is a very special game to me. It's my favorite video game. Of course. So when that shuts down, that'll probably be the first major one. Now there are like modern examples, but I wasn't attached to fucking Hyperscape, that Ubisoft Battle Royale. I did enjoy it. I did enjoy the Hyperscape.
What we're really going to have to do is brace ourselves for the incoming Exoprimal is shut down.
That is going to happen.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing with all these live service games. Like,
that might be the first one that I have no idea. I absolutely
I would like to play Anthem at some point, but I don't know if you can.
Yeah, so I mean, so would I.
I always wanted to play Battleborn. Can't play Battleborn.
Oh, the Battleborn is dead.
Yeah, I know that. I bought a copy with the intent of playing it, and then I never played it.
I played some Battleborn because I'm about to share a really dark time in my life. All right, let's say end of 2015, something like that. November, October 2015. I had seen trailers. I wasn't super into like consuming new video game news at this point. And my friend Dawson, the guy that I was telling you about earlier that had like the Charizard shirt, deal with it. Like that kid. He was trying to tell me how cool this new game with awesome characters from the people that made World of Warcraft was. And he's like, oh, there's like these cool animated trailers and stuff. And I don't know why I said this because I think I was lying, but I remember telling him that game sucks and is stupid and Battleborn is going to be so fucking awesome. And being like, you're playing a stupid, look how colorful that one is. Battleborn's so much cooler. And you got the mushroom guy and like, oh yeah. I don't know why we were having this conversation. I didn't care about Battleborn. I only played it once. I have no connection to that game. I think I was just trying to piss him off. So I kept telling him, nah, man, I don't give a fuck about Overwatch. My life is about Battleborn right now.
You were that motherfucker.
I don't know why. I honestly, I cannot think of anything other than I was just trying to be annoying. And then I did get the game, probably, $3 on Steam at one point, and tried to play it. And I did there's like a tutorial mission or something like that. And I don't even think I finished that. Yeah. And I think that game is completely dead. I don't think it servers anymore.
No, I don't think you can even log into it, which is sad. Stuff like that needs an offline mode when they turn it off. Even if it's just like custom matches or custom servers that you host yourself or something.
I think that was the first time that I realized that there were games that were online only and that could be ostensibly not played. Now, as I mentioned, there is a tutorial mission or missions. I really don't know. There's some offline content for Battleborn, but it is not the game Battleborn.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it could have been online even with the tutorial, because a game like Babylon's Fall, here's the thing that with Babylon's Fall that makes me irritated. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and like go hard, like, oh, I miss Babylon's Fall, whatever. It was, I actually liked it, but you could play that entire game single player, but you needed to be online to play it.
Yeah.
So there's basically no reason you can't play it now. They should have just left the fucking servers up. Or I don't understand that one. That one rubs me the wrong way, because it's like, bro, the game was single player. Redfall, you have to be online to play Redfall. And there will come a day when Redfall absolutely is not on Game Pass anymore, and it's not on the Xbox store, and you cannot play it anymore. And that is there's also crazy.
Physical copies.
There are physical copies. There are physical copies. I was actually it was on sale in GameFly for $30, and I was thinking about it. I was thinking about it.
Bo,
because I
give it 8 months, and that will be a $3 game.
You're right, but also I do think that's probably one of the last Xbox games that'll get a physical release. We know Starfield's getting one.
Possibly.
I think Forza is.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah. But
we'll see.
We're definitely getting to the end of that for Xbox, I think.
How much
I really care.
Xbox collection do you do?
Everything I have is from Goodwill Outlet. Everything's in the garage because I don't have space for it in the house right now. But just from the bins, I probably have 200 Xbox 360 games. Because it's the most common thing I find.
Oh, sure. I guess that makes sense. We're in the perfect period of time where
worthless.
And that's going to be Xbox. Well, it actually might not be Xbox One. I'm sure you have some Xbox One games, but
I have a decent amount of Xbox One. I actually bought a lot of Xbox One when I got my Xbox One back in 2019. Like, I bought most, like I got like the Master Chief Collection, Halo 5, We Happy Few, all the Forza games, Gears. Like, I bought most of the first party stuff.
I only have a scant few that I have gotten from friends because they're like, I don't give a fuck about this. You're a game collector. Do you want my games? And I'm like, yeah, I'll take your sealed copy of Forza Horizon 4. Yeah. I'll take a copy of Quantum Break. I don't even know what I have, but they're somewhere, and I have a couple.
Have you not played that? Have you played Quantum Break?
I would like to. I was thinking
that seems like a game you should play before Alan Wake 2.
When I was playing Alan Wake 1, I was like, God, Remedy.
Because you played Control, you're excited for Alan Wake 2. You played Alan Wake 1 now. Yeah, you should. Yeah. You might as well finish that out.
Yeah. And I think about playing Max Payne.
I was gonna say Max Payne. Yeah. Well, should you wait for the remake though?
Are they doing Max Payne remake?
They are remaking Max Payne 1 and 2. That is accurate information.
Oh.
And Remedy's doing it too.
Yeah.
I think there are ways out.
Max Payne 1 and 2 remake.
But
yeah, I actually
that was like an investor press release, I think. So those are like a ways out, I think. But
sure,
you could just wait.
So I just clicked on a Game Rant article about this, and it said, you got a fucking ad blocker on. Disable it. And then there's another thing underneath that says, don't worry, I've disabled my ad blocker. That's not true. I just lied, and it let me go through. What the fuck is the point of that?
You're going to hell
if you
for
just
lying,
lie
Peter.
to it.
You're going to hell.
I lied about Battleborn. I lied about disabling my ad blocker. What?
Garbage.
I don't understand why this still lets me through. Like, I was like, no, don't worry, guys. I disabled my ad blocker. Wink, wink, wink. So this is a April 2023 article that says that Remedy provided a update for the first time in over a year regarding Max Payne remake, including a potential release window. This was announced in April of 2022.
That's not even a while.
Barely
Yeah.
any information. Max Payne remakes have moved on from the concept stage to the proof of concept stage. Let's fucking go.
Obviously, Max Payne 1 and 2 remake not coming to Switch probably, but
no.
Maybe next console. I could see that. I mean, Control cloud
Sure.
versions and Alan Wake's on Switch, but I really have not been a fan of this post-pandemic phase we're in, where developers just announce games that are in like the earliest of approval stages. It's getting really fucking annoying. Because now when they show Max Payne, yes, that would have been an exciting announcement. Now I'm not going to care because I already know what's happening.
Exactly.
They already announced Witcher 4 and a Witcher remake.
Took all the wind
out of those sales. CD Projekt Red.
Absolutely.
It's just
100%.
like I miss the art of the reveal for these games.
And also the great thing about CD Projekt Red is they're like, guys, we got 5 Witcher games in the works. We got remakes, we got sequels, we got spin-offs.
They also confirmed a sequel to Cyberpunk, I think.
Yeah, recently. The more Cyberpunk games as well.
Yeah.
And guess what the other side of the news is for CD Projekt Red? Layoffs.
Yeah, like 100
layoffs.
Like an insane amount of layoffs. Yeah.
What? Who's going to be making these games? It took you what? 4 or 5 years to make Cyberpunk, and it didn't turn out at launch the way you wanted it to, and now you've got DLC teams. Where were these people then?
I'm guessing what happened was they were trying to, because they get funding from where are they at? They're in Poland. Yeah, that sounds right. They were getting funding from like the Polish government, I think. So I think maybe it was like, hey, if we announce a bunch of shit, they'll give us money.
Sure.
That has to be it.
Yeah. Now, I've also been thinking about this recently. How funny is it that we know CD Projekt Red, but the larger company is also just called CD Projekt?
Is it really?
Now, are there other CD Projekt Red is a developer team? Are there other colors teams?
CD Projekt Blue, Yellow.
I don't know. I've never heard of them if they exist.
I doubt it.
CD Projekt is a Polish video game. Right about Poland. Polish video game developer, publisher, and distributor. The department of CD Projekt developing original games is called CD Projekt Red. Do they have other teams? I don't know. Bizarre.
If they want to get all that stuff out, they need to like outsource. They need to at least outsource the Witcher remake. At the bare minimum, they need to outsource that.
I don't know. Are they doing that? I have no idea.
I don't think so.
Okay, so they have 5. They have 5 projects in the works. The Witcher remake is one of them, and then there's Projekt Hadar. Hadar. Hadar.
Oh my god.
Developed by CD Projekt Red, which is called CD Projekt's first original IP.
Pulling a Bethesda on us.
So this is our Starfield.
The Starfield. They're hyping it up.
Then there's Projekt Orion, which is developed by CD Projekt Red North America, which is the sequel to Cyberpunk 2077. Okay. Now, this is the thing that
really rubs
me the wrong way. And neither did I.
Yeah.
Project Polaris, developed by CD Projekt Red, which again, also Projekt Hadar, which is the first IP, is developed by them, is the first game in a new trilogy set in the Witcher universe.
Are you kidding me?
So they're like, yeah, this new game that's gonna be huge. Dude. This is ostensibly Witcher 4, all things considered, is the first in a trilogy. And then there's also Project Sirius, co-developed by CD Projekt Red North America and The Molasses Flood, whatever the fuck that means.
And
it's a new game set in the Witcher universe featuring multiplayer.
I was listening to Sega Simple last night. I guess they made Flame in the Flood, if you've heard of that game. And also, I guess they had a game canceled recently. I wonder if it was that CD Projekt Red game. I heard Colin talking about it. He was like, yeah, they just canceled their game or something.
Molasses Flood. Oh. Whoa.
Yeah.
The Molasses Flood.
Flame
in the Flood. Yeah, no, I know Flame in the Flood. That is, I would consider that a little bit of a leap to go from the Flame in the Flood to a multiplayer Witcher game.
A little bit of a leap, yeah.
A little bit of a leap,
perhaps.
Well, CD Projekt and CD Projekt Red. I don't even know how we got to them. They're they're fucking going downhill.
Tucker,
This is not sustainable.
Tucker, our current topic right now is Splatoon servers, so we're talking about CD Projekt Red.
How'd that happen?
Let's reel it back in with a announcement of an announcement that I know you don't care about, but I'm a blooming Atelier fan now, so I gotta shout it out. Koei Tecmo and Gus are announcing a new Atelier title on August 8th.
Is it pronounced that way, by the way?
Atelier,
my mind would go Atelier.
Atelier. I think it's Atelier, technically.
Yeah.
But I'm not
okay. Well, I'm just, hey, if you're a burgeoning Atelier fan, I want to make sure that you're pronouncing it correctly.
Atelier Marie. I don't give a fuck. Atelier.
Dumb American.
Yeah.
What's next for the Atelier franchise?
Tucker, I'm playing Atelier Marie right now, and we'll talk about that. But I've been doing my research on this franchise. You're probably familiar with Atelier Ryza. That's like the current one that has like 3 games. That is the very popular one.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
There are so many of these damn games, Tucker. It is insane.
Now I look up Atelier. It's a French word, so I believe it's pronounced Atelier.
I'm not French though. I'm American.
That's a great point. And I thought that it would just go to the game, like the
that's a
game
word
series,
that people.
That's like it's an actual word.
It's like
an atelier is a private workshop or studio of a professional artist in the fine or decorative arts, or an architect, where a principal master and a number of assistants, students, and apprentices can work together, producing fine art or visual art, released under the master's name or supervision. What the fuck does that have to do with this game series?
Well, it's a JRPG series with turn-based combat. Typically, I think Rise.
Jesus, there's so many of these.
But the main gimmick is that you synthesize like stuff. You craft. It's a crafting game. Yes, Tucker. That's the point I was trying to make. There are so many of these fucking games. I think they release 2 a year. It's crazy. It is. I was flabbergasted.
And the side games.
I was flabbergasted when I started looking at this because I was like, "Holy shit!" Because a lot of them, obviously.
How many of these do you sell? How many copies do you sell?
Atelier Rise is pretty popular. I think before that though, they did not sell at all.
Game series.
But also, it's been around since the PS1, so I mean, it's a pretty storied franchise at this point.
Atelier Rise's series, as of March. How many games are in the Rise series? You said 3?
3 just came out in March.
The total of all 3 of these games is 1.6 million.
For a game like this, I think that's not bad, honestly.
I'm just wondering, like, how cheap are these games to make? That they can fucking... The biggest part of their series can sell under 2 million copies across multiple games.
Developer Gust, I believe they help with Fire Emblem Engage. These games visually look very similar to Fire Emblem Engage, so I believe that was the rumor. But yeah, new Atelier game getting announced on August 8th.
What a fucking shocker, apparently.
Yeah. Well, I was wondering because I'm playing this because the remake I'm playing came out last month, so I was like, huh, there's not one announced right now. Where's it at? And then I saw Go Nintendo. They were like, yep, new one coming out or being announced on August 8th.
Oh my god, their box art all looks the fucking same.
It's all like your little anime waifu. They're very casual games. I think from what I've seen, it's mostly like a female-oriented audience. They're just like very relaxing, like you just make stuff.
Sure.
But we'll talk about it when I get to what we're playing.
I'm not above giving one of these games a try. I think it's very fascinating.
I don't think you would
prolific.
Like them.
I don't know either. I don't know. Who knows? But it's just I find, and as I've mentioned before, with things like Mega Man, Kirby, Sonic, I find prolific franchises to be impressively fascinating. Yeah. And this is a prolific franchise that is, I'm gonna say it. I don't care if it hurts your feelings. Not popular.
Of course
not popular. And the fact that they just
this is probably one of the longest running franchises with like the least amount of popularity. But you had heard of this, right? You had heard
I'd heard of Atelier Rise especially.
Yeah.
So but only the name. Like I couldn't have told you. I would have assumed JRPG like action.
Right.
Is that accurate?
Well, Rise, I believe, is the one I'm playing right now is just a turn-based RPG.
Okay.
But yeah, it is interesting that it's just been around so long, and it's like the most niche thing ever. I know the first couple games were only in Japan, but I mean, I was looking on Amazon. Even on PS3, it seemed like they were localizing all of them, and I certainly didn't know about this thing when I was playing on PS3 back in the day. I had no idea what this was.
Now, are these all long games as well? Like, full-length RPGs?
Tucker, I want you to do a little practice exercise. Go to How Long to Beat now.
How does the practice exercise?
Go to How Long to Beat and just search in Atelier. Atelier, sorry.
Atelier. Oh, it didn't. Hold on.
I was also flabbergasted by this.
Atelier. Oh. Yeah, okay, it looks like they are the
JRPG length.
35, 40 hours.
Minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how many of these do you want to play, Bo?
I'm going to play all of them, Tucker. No, I'm just going to play the remake and then probably try Rise because it's the popular one.
So which one are you playing right now?
Atelier Marie, which is the first
Atelier Marie remake.
Yeah.
The Alchemist of Solberg?
That is what I'm playing. It is the first Atelier game.
Now, this one says 6.5 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. That's why I was also like, oh, I can play this. Because it's very short.
Now, where's Ryza on here?
Should we just talk about it right now? We're already on the subject.
Yeah, might as well.
I'm just going to talk about my experience with Atelier Marie. So, this is, of course, a remake of a PS1 game that never got localized. This is...
That's cool.
It's weird. I like the aesthetic. It's got the chibi, almost like Link's Awakening-esque kind of vibe going on. Very chibi art style. But they didn't really update much beyond the visuals, it seems like, and the way the UI and everything works. And the music's really good. I like the music. But it is very rudimentary in that instead of having party members, you have people you hire. So you have mercenaries, and they have names and stuff, and there are friendship events, that kind of thing. You grow your friendship with them, but it's not a core cast of characters really. It's also, like you said, 5.5 hours, so there's not much really going on here. There's not much story. The whole plot seems to just be that Marie, or Marlone, whatever the fuck her name is. It's not actually Marie, which is weird to me.
Who's Marie?
That's what they call her. I don't know. Her name's Marlon.
Oh, wait, I accidentally looked up Sophie. I tell you, Sophie. I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah, of course.
I'm just looking up gameplay.
But basically, the plot is that she's really doing bad in her school or whatever. So her teacher gives her 5 years to make something good. And the entire concept of this game is
5 years.
5 years in game, which is actually I played 2 hours of this game yesterday, and I'm already in year 2. So
I'm just impressed that this teacher's like, hey, I'll give you half a decade.
I'll give you half a decade to make something.
That is the most lax turn-in date I've ever heard of in my life.
Yeah.
5 years ago, I hadn't started college.
Yeah. That is crazy. But yeah, your goal is ultimately to synthesize the ultimate 5-star ranking item or whatever. And doing that, you'll go explore these little areas, you'll collect resources, you'll fight some enemies with very, very basic turn-based combat. They have an auto battle thing that I've just been doing that because it is the most mindless combat I've ever seen. It's just you can attack and you can guard. That's basically it. And you can upgrade your weapons a little bit. Each character has one upgrade. But it's kind of weird though, because despite this game being so basic, I kind of had to relearn and refigure out how I was playing this, because it has a really weird system where you're on that 5-year time limit, I guess, if you want to call it that. Every single thing you do in this game takes a day. If you kill an enemy,
a full day.
A day passes. If you pick up an item while you're scavenging, a day passes.
This is the laziest main character that's ever happened.
If you are synthesizing something, if you're crafting something, it can take, depending on the item, 3 days, 12 days I did for one item that was a higher ranking item. So you're kind of, it's basically a time management game, but also
5 years is a long time.
I haven't felt the pressure at all. Because I have 5 years and I think I'm making good progress. This game is not very good. I want to make that very clear, but I'm open to the other games being more my cup of tea, because this is, from what I was reading online and from what I've played, they really didn't do anything other than just bring it to Switch and give it new visuals. So it really is the first game, and it is very rudimentary in that way. But I kind of like the vibe they're going for, and since it's so short, I think I will see it through and then try out one of the more modern games. But
now, what prompted you to start this now? Were you just looking at your collection? You're like, might as well.
I actually just got this game in the mail last week, because the physical came out. It's an Asian English release, so I had an order from Video Games Plus a while ago, and it finally came in. With my copy of Varys Day Life, Tucker.
Really?
Yes, that did come in the mail. So that might be next, instead of Final Fantasy 16. But yeah, I was like, you know what? This is something this year. I've mentioned this a couple times. I'm trying to broaden my horizons, play a bunch of stuff I haven't played. Definitely. And this week, I think fully exemplifies that with Yakuza and Atelier and Final Fantasy 14. So I was like, let's get an Atelier game under my belt here, because there's so goddamn many of them. And if I end up liking it, then if I start playing them now, I can be done in 20 years. He's dying.
That's crazy.
He's dying of this.
That's nuts.
Tucker, let's get back into our news though. little detour there. A lot of rumors this week, actually. So let's go ahead and get over this one real quick. This is just fun to me. The entire roster for Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl leaked.
Oh, it did.
It did leak. So if you click on the link in the document, Tucker, you can see an image. I'm obviously not going to put it up on the video because I don't know if they'll try to take this down. I don't think they care. And we're assuming it's the entire roster. It's the key art, but there are there are like 10 characters on here that weren't confirmed. So I'm assuming this is the full roster. You got Gerald from Hey Arnold.
Yeah,
which is crazy because I don't think Harold's in the game.
Oh, the main character Arnold.
I don't think Arnold's in the game. Yeah.
What the fuck
you
is
got,
that?
You got El Tigre's in there. Grandma Gertie from Hey Arnold's in there. The grandma from Hey Arnold.
I don't.
The Angry Beavers
are
in there now. It's cool. Danny Phantom's. I think is that his girlfriend or something? I don't know. I don't watch Danny Phantom.
What, Ember?
Yeah, probably.
I don't know, man.
Or no, Ember is that? Who's the Avatar girl?
Daggett?
Is that Azula?
That's Korra.
That is not Korra. No, one in the bottom right next to Patrick. I didn't watch Avatar either.
I don't know. I think
that's Azula.
Yeah. Now, actually, I'm gonna do a little thought exercise.
Plankton piloting a mech.
That's awesome. That's great. I love that.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
Now, so every character on here is in the roster, or is there some that are from the first game that are in here that aren't on this screenshot?
All of these would be in the game, but yeah, I think
of course.
I think this is everything. If I'm not, no, there has to be something that's missing from the first game. I don't know though, because they have like the DLC from the first game, which is Jenny and Rocco and like Garfield, but then they have SpongeBob and Patrick in the base game and the Turtles, and Invader Zim. So I don't know. I think this is everything. I could be no, because like they had the Ren and Stimpy fucking Toast Man or whatever the fuck.
Toast Man. Oh, you're right, and he's not on here.
Yeah, so this definitely isn't everything.
Okay, so it's a little bit bigger than this roster. But I mean, hey, I don't know who almost any of these characters are. Have you just given me
Nickelodeon?
No, absolutely not. No, actually, there's a little thought exercise I was gonna do. How many of these cartoons have I seen? Any of? SpongeBob, maybe Jimmy Neutron.
Oh wow, you really watched Nickelodeon?
I watched 2 episodes of Avatar in 2020 when it came to Netflix, and I thought it was annoying, so I stopped. And I did actually have like a week in high school where I wanted to watch the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles show. So I've seen a I don't even know how much.
I think
a week's worth bit of watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I never watched any of these shows consistently when I was a child, other than SpongeBob was on at people's houses. I never watched SpongeBob on my own though.
I think the only show in here I have not consumed a decent amount of media of is actually Turtles, which is funny because that's probably the most popular thing on here next to SpongeBob.
Really?
Yeah, I was thinking about it because I was looking at Fandango because I think I'm gonna go see Oppenheimer tomorrow, and I saw the new Turtles movies out. And I was like, oh, I kind of want to see that.
I just saw it this morning.
But yeah. So I'm just like, okay, well.
But obviously, this is not something that you need to be a big fan of to go see Mutant Mayhem.
No, of course not. I think I'll just wait until it comes to streaming probably. But
sure.
Yeah, outside of that, I've seen
Paramount Plus. Least, you got that?
I can get it for a week. Free trial.
I guess that's true. Yeah. No, but so you're serious about that? You've seen a good amount of all of these shows?
Yeah, and when I haven't watched Avatar, but like I have seen a lot of Avatar, just like random episodes that would play because I would just leave Nickelodeon on when I was a kid. Even like the Loud House, which was a current Nickelodeon show, because my sister is much younger than me. That would just be one, even though I was well out of cartoons at that point.
Sure.
El Tigre I haven't seen a lot of, but
is that a show?
That's the guy on the left with the claw.
No, I know, but is the show called El Tigre?
Yeah, it's called El Tigre.
Huh.
So like I know enough about it to know that.
Oh,
I've seen Angry Beavers.
Actually, interestingly enough, there is one thing that I know is in the game or was in the first game that is not on here that I have actually watched some of, and it's because of Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
Okay.
And that is the Real Monsters.
Oh yeah, it's
characters.
What's her name?
The fucking like candy cane, black and white candy cane.
Yeah, I know you're talking about, but that is a show I've not seen much of because that's like early '90s at that point.
Sure,
yeah,
it's definitely
that's before my time.
Classic.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing the like reveal trailer or something for Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl and be like, okay, I know SpongeBob, I know Ninja Turtles. I'm like, what the fuck is Real Monsters? I never heard of it in my entire life, and I'm like, I kind of like this character design. So I don't know, was it 2 years ago or something like that? I made a genuine effort and watched 15 episodes of Real Monsters. And Bo, I mean, you know me. You know I do not watch television. Like explicitly do not watch television.
Tucker,
the fact that I've watched a solid chunk of this random fucking 90s Nickelodeon TV show that's insane. That I actually made
a
an
testament?
effort.
You actually liked it, or?
It was fine.
Sucker, I hope you understand the storm of the boomers in the comments that you have solicited on us, saying that you don't know what Unreal Monsters was a couple years ago. Venpa will never let you live this one down.
I don't give a shit. No. What's the cultural impact of Unreal Monsters? The character being in fucking All-Star Brawl is the answer. That was the only time I'd ever even seen it like come across my fucking screen.
It is one of the most iconic Nickelodeon shows of all time.
I don't even think that's true.
That is definitely one of the most iconic 90s cartoons. That was that's like the first major Nickelodeon animation. You lost this one. You lost this one. Now to be fair, it's not currently relevant. I'll give you that, but
was it relevant in the 2000s? Was it relevant in the 2010s?
Maybe not.
No.
Probably early 2000s.
Now I just looked up 90s. Actually, no. Let's narrow it. 90s Nickelodeon cartoons.
Yeah, SpongeBob started in the 90s, technically.
It did. Okay, well, I know a few of these. I mean, I've heard these names before, but the only one with any real current relevance is SpongeBob, and I think second down is Rugrats, and then maybe Ren. I've never even seen any of that. I fucking despise the Rugrats art style though. It's so fucking gross, dude. They're so ugly.
I love it though.
They're so lumpy.
Here's
they're so fucking lumpy.
I'll take that over like the Steven Universe sausage mouth designs.
Oh really? Oh, I like that stuff.
It's too much of it, bro. At least 90s cartoons and even early 2000s like at least had some sort of style. I do not like the what's his name, Butch Hartman, Fairly Odd Parents, Danny Phantom. That art style, I hate that art style.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
It's very it feels very much like a factory. Kind of like Seth MacFarlane cartoons. It's like a factory cartoon. It's like, yep, here's another one of them.
Now
they all look the same.
I mean, frankly, there's some of that in every era, though. I mean,
true.
Hanna-Barbera did that exact thing with like all their shows. Fucking He-Man and like Justice Friends and whatever the fuck.
I'm okay with that though for Hanna-Barbera. I don't know what it is, but like
they all look the fucking same. Though.
They all look the same, but
there is a house style for every
You're
era.
Right. There is always a style.
And I mean, let's be fair. Even when we were kids, 2000s. Ben 10 and Generator Rex and fucking Secret Saturdays, they don't look that different. That is same MFs using their same fucking assets, and that's okay. That's fine. But it's not like, oh, it's really bad in the 2010s with the sausage mouth. No, it's just fucking same, and you fucking know.
It was. But, I mean, honestly, I will contest that on Cartoon Network specifically. It was much worse than.
I mean, I don't know. Especially in 2010s, I didn't watch much of that. The only cartoons that we're just gonna go through my cartoon history because it's really limited. Because I wasn't the kind of guy that had experience with all this stuff. I was a Nickelodeon kid. Sometimes when Pokemon was over, I'd press one channel up and see what was on Boomerang, and it'd mostly be fucking Penelope Pit Stop and like Wacky Racers, whatever. And that was or like Flintstones. But Pokemon, oh god, what's it called? The Imaginary Friends, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. I was a big fucking Foster's kid. God, Foster's awesome. Flapjack, Marvel's Mr. Adventures of Flapjack,
classic
shit.
Most of those creators wanted to make Adventure Time and regular show, so yeah, obviously good.
I remember when Adventure Time and regular show were starting, and I've seen a good amount of both of those because those were like, I'd say those were probably the most popular shows.
Like definitely.
Yeah, when we were like a late elementary school, yeah. And then Bo Don't Punch Me. But Teen Titans Go is fucking awesome, dude. I love Teen Titans Go. And Bo, my little sister, ask me how many episodes of the original Teen Titans series have we seen? How many fingers?
Zero.
Zero. I do not give a fuck. I'm Go all day. That show is goated.
I never I was too old at that point to really care about Teen Titans Go, but I watched my little sister watch it growing up, and I agree. I actually didn't mind it.
Teen Titans Go to the movies is one of my favorite fucking movies. That movie's so
is it in your top 10 Letterboxd?
No, it's not. But it's on my top 100.
That's that movie is. But here's the thing. I've heard that though. I've heard the people that don't like Teen Titans Go. It feels like it's just because they don't like that it's not Teen Titans.
Yeah, I mean that's. If
you actually watch it on your own some merit, then people seem to like it. But
I'm a big fan of Teen Titans Go, and that's just such a weird thing for me to be like. That's the thing.
of all the cartoons.
But what if I like excuse me, God. What if I educated myself on cartoons? Because like I have like visual familiarity with these things.
I don't think you can. That's something you
I
need
can.
to,
Oh, absolutely.
but you need to do it when you're a kid. Otherwise, it's not.
I mean,
the
I
same.
watched All Real Monsters on fucking MyFlix or whatever.
Yeah, but if you're not watching it growing up, watching reruns and shit, it's a very different experience. Yeah,
but like,
you can educate yourself on like what they are and watch them, but like you'll never like have nostalgia for them. You'll never.
Oh no.
Yeah,
no shot.
You won't have that. So.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay. I'm
yeah,
nostalgic for plenty other things, so I'm not worried about it. But I've never seen a single. So many of these styles of these cartoons. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here, man? It's fucking crazy.
Tucker, let's talk about another rumor. This one's pretty juicy. Pertaining to Nintendo. Pokemon Master Sex. Was data mined.
Love it.
And if you go through the code for the game, they straight up make a reference to a Pokemon Presents on August 8th, 2023. So we're getting a Pokemon Presents next week.
That's awesome. I didn't know about this.
Most likely, yes. So, which is funny. Pat on back to us. Or at least me. I don't know if you were saying this, but I've been saying August Pokemon Presents for literally like 5 months.
Sure.
And they've never done one in August. So I'm proud of that. Pokemon Presents coming out. I don't really have any expectations for this. I don't think they're gonna announce any games. We'll see Detective Pikachu returns, all the mobile games. We'll probably get a date for the first wave of Scarlet and Violet DLC, I'd imagine, because we're definitely due for that.
Yes.
But other than that, I would love to be surprised and they announce a spinoff for like early next year. I would love to be surprised, but I don't think that's likely.
Yeah.
So hype levels for this are pretty low, but maybe it'll be good.
There's been some really bad Pokemon Presents, Bo.
The last one was notoriously fucking horrible.
But Bo, I just want to say, this is fucking happy birthday to us. Even if it's shit.
Sure.
It's happening around our birthday.
Your birthday is on the 7th, right?
Yeah. And yours is what, the 5th?
Yeah, on the 5th, so.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to us, man.
Happy birthday to us. Next week is the birthday episode.
That is true.
We're gonna be fucking. We're turning 16. Look at us.
Yeah, we're sweet 16. So yeah, stay tuned for some Pokemon news.
That's exciting. Hopefully, next week is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Pokemon Presents stuff and financials, awesome. Can't wait.
Yeah, we're gonna have almost 2 weeks of stuff to talk about. So
yeah,
hopefully it'll be a good episode. But that said, Tucker, let's go ahead and get into what
as opposed to the other ones. Yeesh. Those other fucking
Tucker,
NS episodes.
Tucker, there was like no news to talk about this week. We are already an hour and 10 into it. So
exactly, because we got. This is what I love about NS, and I love that we've cultivated this. The art of the tangent, Bo. We ended up talking about CD Projekt Red. I don't even know how it happened. I've been here. I've been here the whole time. We started talking about fucking Rocco. Actually, I know exactly how that happened. But the art of the tangent is exactly how you get long podcasts.
The conversation threads. Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
One from every direction. Let's talk about what we're playing, though. So I already talked about Atelier Marie. I've been playing 2 other things, but I want to hear about some of the stuff you're playing first. Tell me about Venba. I've never heard of this. I saw you posting about it, though.
Well, no, you did hear about this because I told you about it last week. And I'm like, it's like a new indie game. And it's like an hour long, and I'm really excited for it.
Okay.
And you're like, Meh. I think you like explicitly made some sort of like
one year out the other, man. I don't know about no Venba.
Venba is an indie game made by a small team that is about family and cooking, and it's only about an hour long. And it tells a story of an immigrant family from India. The mother's name is Venba. And they moved to Canada. I think they live in Toronto. And it's kind of just about their life over the course of 40 years, something like that, and how they deal with cultural differences, the stresses in their life, family relationship, watching their son grow up with Canadian culture as opposed to Indian culture, and how that makes the parents feel distance from their son. And there's a lot of really interesting topics covered there. And it's all through, frankly, one of my favorite game art styles ever. I really love it's got this soft color palette. It's kind of this hand-drawn aesthetic. Everything's got slight texture to it, like it's maybe drawn with a crayon or something. And I just think it's a remarkable game because it's one of the perfect examples of games being an expression of someone's life. Because this is a passion project made by a small group, I think primarily most of the creators being second generation immigrants themselves, and this story being something that is not reflected in culture or in media very often. So the idea of being able to tell a very distinct story with people whose life experiences aren't covered in most of modern media through a 1 hour long game that's got a great art style. It's got a really well written story in terms of the characters and like their stresses and stuff. I found that to be incredibly compelling. Amazing soundtrack that is mostly sort of reinterpretation of popular Indian songs that the creators are a big fan of. So they had a band, they commissioned a band to like make music in the style of music that they love, that they would hear their moms playing when on the radio when they were kids. And it also just covers food in a really interesting way. The idea of having cooking and recipes be puzzles is very fascinating. And the game is incredibly accurate in its food as well. The game's gameplay is entirely focused around you are set in front of a recipe and you have to figure out how to make it, but you're not familiar with how to make it. And so there's a recipe book from Venba's mother, but most of parts of it are missing. So you have to, what the fuck is going on there?
I don't know. He does not do this. Sorry, I'm kind of getting distracted. This man's trying to fucking mount me right now. I don't know what's going on.
That's a giant cat, dude.
He's
holy shit.
Badass.
Dude, look at that. That's awesome.
Sorry, keep telling me about Venba.
But so the idea that parts are missing from the cookbook, from the recipes, means that you have to do a little bit of experimentation. It kind of mimics experimenting while cooking. Is okay, so you've got the ingredients set out, but you don't exactly know what order to put them in, or you know how long to heat things, or like what temperature should be on. And so that puzzle element of it makes the cooking very satisfying, and it all is just presented in a very authentic way. Of I listened to interviews with the dev team in which they made everyone on the dev team cook every recipe before putting the dish into the game. So like they knew what they were doing. They knew about the process. I looked at the Foley artist, how they made they bought all of the proper equipment and spices and recipes and stuff and recorded each of the bits of Foley with the actual things.
That's awesome.
And so like this game is just super authentic. It's super genuine. It's super unique. And because it's very short and very distinct, I think it's the perfect distillation of what I like about the artistic side of video games, which is the game is and the story is more engaging because you're interacting with the cooking. You are figuring out these puzzles alongside the characters. And I just think it's a remarkable game. And luckily, I was able to get a code for Switch. I asked for it a couple weeks ago, and they sent it to me.
No way.
Yeah, and so this is me making good of my code and sharing the good word of Venba. But which I didn't know when I asked for it, game's on Game Pass, and
it is.
It's an hour long. And I think anyone here who's listening to this, even if this is not a game that instantly appeals to you in terms of concept or gameplay, I would highly recommend it because I think that it's just an awesome example of games as art, and I really enjoyed it.
Okay, I didn't know it was on Game Pass. How much is it otherwise?
I don't know. I didn't buy it.
Oh.
I'll just look up right now.
You rat bastard, getting your little review codes.
Well, I actually thought that I wasn't going to because I thought that maybe they'd send it to me before, but they sent me on the morning that it came out, and
wow.
I downloaded it on Game Pass, and
before
then
you got the code,
and then I got the code. I'm like, I'm gonna play it on Switch because it was revealed in a indie direct. I was like, in my mind, this is a Switch game, so I'm gonna play it on Switch. I also want to like use the code that they gave to me because I feel like a jackass if I don't. But it is on Game Pass, and
I'm gonna have to check it out. You know, I love me a good hour-long game.
Yeah, apparently very easy platinum as well if you want to get it on PlayStation. Though you have Game Pass.
Definitely not gonna pay for it if it's on Game Pass. Yeah.
Yeah.
That truly is the curse of Game Pass. Well, a curse and a blessing.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want to play this on Xbox, but also
Venba is on sale currently. And that might apply to everything, but I'm currently just seeing on the Switch store. It's currently $12.74, but it is $15 without a sale.
You see that article? I don't know the outlet's name, and frankly, it's probably better if I don't. See the article of the people complaining that Ratchet and Clank is only 10 hours? They're like, it's not worth $60 on their review.
Yeah. Rift Apart?
Yeah, Rift Apart. They're like, it's
because the PC port just came out.
Yeah. Their review of the PC port was basically, they summed it up by saying it's not worth $60 because it's only 10 hours. Fucking hate people.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You're the reason games have bloat. It's your fucking fault.
Similarly, when I was looking at reviews of this Atelier Marie game, I was looking at some review on YouTube, and the comments were like, this game's only 10 hours? Guess I'll wait for a sale. These games are all 70 hours long, and you're upset they've decided to make one that's 10 hours?
Well, they didn't decide to make one that was 10 hours. That's where it started. They
Right.
decided to go longer.
Right.
Probably because of people like you. Not you, but the royal you.
Yeah.
The YouTube comment you.
Hate that shit. Make short games, please.
Yes, please, God forbid.
We can quickly touch on Pikmin 4. I don't know if we have much more to say on it. I have not played it at all this week. I still have not done the Olimar sub-story. I will go back to it eventually, but...
Just do it. It's 2 hours.
The game's already on the shelf.
It's awesome.
The game's already on the shelf.
You took it out of your Switch?
The game's already on the shelf, Tucker.
Did you take it out of your Switch to put in dumbfuck Atelier?
Yes.
God damn it! Just do the.
I played a little bit of it.
Oh, by the way, we were avoiding that last week.
Yeah, I don't think I need to avoid it now. I've seen so many people just openly talking about it. Yeah. I don't think people care.
I just realized we were avoiding that last week, and now we're just like, oh my sub-story.
Well, it's been 2 weeks now. If you really care, Pikmin's not like, I mean, yeah, it's pretty long, but I don't think anybody cares.
No.
We don't need to go in depth of what it is. It's just a sub-story.
But I did 100% the game.
Did you did the final like trial cave?
I did not do the.
So you didn't 100% it, Tucker.
But I got all the castaways. I got all the upgrades.
Did you get the gold treasure?
Yes, I got the gold bar.
How'd you have 100 purple Pikmin?
I grinded.
Oh.
I just went to a cave.
You could have just done the final trial and gotten the purple onion.
Yeah, I'm not, but I don't give a shit. It's hard. I don't like hard things. There's a cave that's in the like beach area that's under the one that's underwater.
The engulfed cavern or whatever.
Yes, you go down there on the bottom floor. There's 10 purple Pikmin. You can just pluck. You can go back up. You can go back down.
Oh, it's really not that
pluck
bad.
Another 10. Yeah, it took me like grinding 20 minutes.
Oh.
And then I had 104 purple Pikmin or whatever at that point. And that was the last thing that I had to do. So I got every treasure. I explored every area 100%. I did every cave. Got every upgrade. Got every castaway.
But you didn't get every onion.
No, I didn't. I don't care. Because that's the weird thing to me is, what the fuck am I going to do with a purple and white onion?
That is the thing. It's like, I saw people complaining, I think I talked about this last week, that enemies don't respawn after you leave an area.
Mm-hmm.
I think I actually brought it up because I don't really care, but it is weird. But also, are you really going to be going back to old areas and replaying? Unless you, like, I would start a new save file maybe and start play the game again, but
there's not a new game plus.
Yeah, there's no new game plus where you're going to start with, like, the purple onion. That'd be cool, actually. That'd be a fun thing to add. I mean, I wouldn't really care, but yeah. Pikmin 4 is very good, though.
It's so fucking good.
I'm obviously pretty detached from it now. I played a couple games since then, but that game's very good. I'm so happy they nailed it.
I've had a good amount of time to think about it, not only because I've played the game more recently than you have, but also I just the other day recorded a 2-hour-long, incredibly in-depth discussion of all the strengths and weaknesses of Pikmin 4, because Abram, it's my co-host Abram on Backlog Banter, where you can find the review where YouTube videos are sold. It's one of his favorite Switch games, but he has a lot of critiques about it. And we break down all of those. And I guess I count my lucky stars that I found most of the critiques that he said to be fair, but not personally effective. Like they weren't a part of my experience, so I can't like factor them in.
I haven't listened to you guys' discussion yet. And I don't know what Abram said, but from what I've seen, it mostly seems like very small nitpicks. Like I saw our friend Dampar on Twitter tweeted out that they didn't have like the fun text on like the loading screens, and that's true. Oh, yeah. And I saw you actually said you prefer the new UI. There is a little bit of a charm lost by not having that, but like it's not gonna like I'm not gonna mention that because it doesn't really affect me.
Yeah,
you know, I think the UI is fine for what it is. Or even I mean, more big issues would be like the limit of 3 Pikmin, maybe the progression if you don't like it for some reason. I don't know. It's all very small nitpicks, I feel like, but
he had a few issues that were he called like his biggest issues with Pikmin 4, and he said that like 4 times.
My biggest issue with Pikmin 4 is that
I pointed that out at the end of it, but you know, it's a great discussion, and it's still for both of us it's like one of our favorite Switch games. So like,
yeah, of course,
even if he's more critical of it than I am, or had a more critical experience, they knocked it out of the park. They did it.
They did.
Pikmin 4 is real. It's long and it's amazing.
Like the part at the end where they basically confirm Pikmin 5.
Oh yeah.
And then before we get to what else I've been playing, it says here you've been playing the DMC trilogy, Tucker. What does that mean? I think you've told me your DMC history in the past. I can't remember what exactly.
No DMC history.
Oh.
0.
So you
my DMC history is that I own A red box copy of DMC5.
Oh, okay. My bad. So I
Take
saw
off like
because I saw in your server, the Backlog Banter server, you said you're playing 3, so that means you finished 1 and 2 already.
That's why I'm saying DMC
I am
trilogy.
very
I beat
sorry.
DMC. I beat DMC2, and I'm 3 or 4 hours into DMC3.
Do you like the helicopter boss fight in DMC2?
Oh, so you have. What's your DMC history? Before we do this
we've definitely talked about DMC on the podcast. I swear to God, you were talking about like your history with it, but
I've never played the games.
We definitely okay. Well, at some point we talked about it. Regardless,
it might have been in conversation with either Final Fantasy 16 or Bayonetta, because obviously character action games.
But I've beaten DMC 1 and 2, and I played a tiny bit of 3, and I don't think DMC 1 or 2 are very good games at all. 3, from what I played of it before I dropped off of it, was substantially better than the first 2. I don't know why I stopped playing it, because I played them all in quick succession, so by the time I got to 3, I was a little bit burnt out.
Oh, so did I.
Yeah, but 3, from what I had played, was substantially better. I know it's a longer game too. DMC 1 and 2, though. DMC 2, people hate. I've learned, but I really don't think that game is much worse than the first game, to be completely honest with you. But I'd love to hear your thoughts.
So I've got to set the stage here, because the reason I played Devil May Cry is because, number one,
Capcom boys.
Well, actually, it wasn't because of Capcom, but it kind of is. That's probably why I'm more in the mood of it, because I am a Capcom boy now. But Abram lent me his physical copy of DMC 1 for Switch, because he got a DMC trilogy Japanese import.
I forgot they did
now. DMC, the trilogy on Switch, only has DMC 1 on the cartridge. Fuck you.
Classic.
These games are not that big. They can all fit on games. Fuck you.
Is DMC 4 on Switch? I don't know if you know this.
No. It's on PS Plus, though.
Of course. But it's weird they never ported that. I feel like they did. Yeah, keep talking.
I don't know. It's a PS3 game.
I'm gonna look it up.
Weird architecture. But it's not. I know it's not on Switch, though. You don't have to look it up. I promise you, it's not on Switch. What the fuck was I saying? Oh, okay. Abram lent me his copy. This was 2 years ago at this point. I just had it in my Switch case with my other games I haven't finished, and I'm like, it's just whatever. I am sitting on my couch, watching a movie, getting ready for my Pikmin review with Abram. And I'm sitting there, and I realize that I'm watching a movie on my phone. I'm like, oh, my phone's not connected to Wi-Fi. That's weird. Oh, that's strange. I try to turn it off and back on again on my phone, just say it needs to reconnect. And I'm like, I look over, I'm like, oh, there's not a light on the.
Oh no, the Tucker internet outage here.
I'm like, oh damn it, the internet's out. I'm like, Abram, my internet's out. That's gonna be a problem. We can't record. He's like, okay, it's fine. We'll do it tomorrow. And then I realize, no, for whatever goddamn reason, the power is out in the entire house.
Oh no.
And so suddenly the fish tank isn't cycling, the fridge isn't cold. I'm like, this is crazy, because I didn't even notice, because I wasn't using a console or anything at the time, so like nothing shut off.
Lights were off already.
Yeah, it's everything was off, and just I didn't even notice that there was power outage.
It's really funny.
And I'm like, oh whatever. But at least I can't play my PlayStation, but at least I've got a Nintendo Switch OLED system, which has games on it, so I can play games. And so I open it up, and I'm like, I'm going to start, I don't know, something or other. I don't remember what it was. And then I'm like, this is a downloaded game. I need to be connected to fucking Wi-Fi for it to check.
Oh, because you do the game share with Abram.
Well, not only that, but my Switch OLED is not my primary system.
Sure.
Which I need to switch over. But
no reason
so I can't start anything that's downloaded, because it's like, sorry, fucker, I can't check if you're like a real person at this point. Bing. So I was looking at my cartridges, and I'm like, I'm not going to start Sparks of Hope. I'm not going to start Astral Chain. I'm not going to go back to, like, I don't know, Crash Trilogy. What if I put in DMC? And so I put in Devil May Cry, and then I tried to start it, and at first it was like, sorry, fucker, can't check. I'm like, why do you need to check? What are you doing? But then I realized you can, like, say no, fuck you, no, start the game anyway. Yeah, you have to you go through 5 steps.
They don't want you to play it without checking.
Yeah,
but they will.
But eventually, I was able to start DMC on my Switch. And by the way, anytime you press the home button, you gotta go through all of it again.
Of course.
Every time you press the power button, you gotta go all again. So that's why I played it. It's just a fun story of why I ended up playing DMC. And I beat it in just under a day.
It's like a 5-hour game, right? Maybe.
Yeah, something around that.
DMC2 shorter, I think.
DMC2 took me under 3.
Yeah.
But so I'm playing it and I am enjoying it good enough. And just to preface, I did a good game. I think it's totally fine. And I do enjoy it.
Do you think it deserves a 90 on Metacritic?
No.
It isn't.
I think it's like a 7 out of 10, maybe like a high 6.
Yeah, I agree with that, but it's like a 90 on Metacritic.
But most of my issues with this game come from it just being like one of the earliest examples of a character action game. Because it's also in, believe it or not, the RE engine. We all know the story of Devil May Cry initially being DMC4 and Kamiya and all that. But because it's in the old RE engine, this is a game with fixed camera angles.
I know we talked about this. I talked about how DMC 1 and 2 are fixed camera angles. Now it fucking sucks.
Yeah. DMC 3 is as well.
Yeah, of course. That felt a little bit better, though, even still.
It does. It is a little more free.
Yeah.
But it's structured kind of like a Resident Evil game, which is both its biggest strength and its biggest weakness. As I said,
little item puzzles and stuff.
Yeah, but the fixed camera is my biggest problem with this game. I don't like fixed camera angles. I don't like running around these hallways. It makes the areas less memorable.
It's especially bad for a character action game, though. Resident Evil is a very slow game where you're like turning around corners, shooting zombies. This is supposed to be a fast game. It does not work. It does not work very well.
No. So that's my biggest complaint with the game. And also, I don't know, the story is like fine, it's whatever. It's like not very interesting, but you know, it's got personality. Dante's fine, Trisha's fine. But it's cool. I like some of the locations. It is, which I didn't know, takes place like in one castle that you're kind of backtracking around.
Yeah,
and that is where I think the game's biggest strength comes from. And the reason why I enjoy DMC1 more than any of the Bayonetta games I've played is because there's a sense of context in DMC1. The exploration and the light puzzle solving, no matter how simple it is, and the fact that I'm going around one place and the enemies are only in this one place makes me actually care about the area and make the fights feel like they have meaning, as opposed to just anything can come out of anywhere and you can fucking go upside down and shit's crazy and you're going to go to a portal and it's going to be nuts. In the Bayonetta games, which is my biggest criticism of the games, there's no pacing. There's no context to anything. It just feels like nebulous. And so with the light puzzles and the light Resident Evilisms and exploration of DMC1, I enjoyed my time with it. The combat was totally fine, but I really did appreciate adding context to a fucking character action game. Made me engage with it so much more.
That's crazy to me. So wait, you think
though?
You think Devil May Cry is a high 6 and it's better than all 3 Bayonetta games?
Which I realized in retrospect, because I played all 3 Bayonetta games last year. I thought 1 was fine. I thought 2 was better, but not like substantially better, which I know is an unpopular opinion. And then I played 3 and then realized it kind of actually like what I was talking with Halo 3 last week. I'm like, no, actually, I just like, there's elements of these games that I realize I don't like much at all in retrospect, now that I've played a lot of them. And mostly it is the lack of progression, the lack of context in those games. It's just any boss enemy or anything can just, it's like set pieces all the way through, and it makes it's the fucking syndrome thing.
I mean,
if everyone is special, no one is, and that's how I feel about Bayonetta. I'm like, it's a fucking low hum for the entire, or it's like loud music playing in my ear for like 6 hours, as opposed to like loud music coming in occasionally.
I guess if that appeal doesn't hit you, then that's fair. But the appeal of Bayonetta is that it's just nonstop balls to the wall action, crazy.
I know
shit.
that is the appeal.
In the context of
in
the context of the game, it does make sense because they're coming through portals from hell.
Sure,
which is it might be a lame excuse, but
yeah, of course.
If you don't like that kind of game, then you don't like that kind of game. There's something wrong with that, I guess. But I definitely do appreciate DMC1's castle. That is a good setting.
Yeah,
that is very much. It is clearly a Resident Evil game. Mm-hmm. That castle that was obviously designed for fucking Leon to go through or some shit.
Yeah.
So
because he was, what was this?
There's a castle in Resident Evil 4.
Leon was supposed to be, or no, Dante was supposed to be the main character of the next Resident Evil game, and he had a funny name. I don't really remember, but I don't know. DMC1, actually a good game. I enjoyed my time with it much more than I thought I would, which I thought I wouldn't because I didn't enjoy Bayonetta, and I think all those games are fine. I think they're good, but like reticently good. Like it's not for me, but so then I realized that I can get access to DMC2 because Abram bought the trilogy. And I'm like, Abram, these games aren't on your eShop account. What the fuck's up with that? And so doing some research, I'm like, oh, he's got to give me his Japanese eShop account. And so I had to fumble around to get that. He forgot his password.
Of course.
So fucking whatever. And I downloaded DMC2 through the context of my friend Sam has just played through DMC 1 and 2. I think that's also part of why I played them. And he talked about how much he liked 1 and how much he hated 2. And he was having conversations on our Discord server with Bro and some other people about how much they fucking hate DMC2. And I'm like, look, I don't like it. I don't like this part about me, but it's just default.
You're ready to become a
sometimes I like games that are unpopular. Sometimes I like games that aren't considered very good. And I'm like, I'm ready for me to enjoy DMC2. And so I started up DMC2 the day after I finished DMC1. And I'm starting it, and you're actually in a very similar to like Bayonetta 1 area. It's like this sort of Italian seaside town with like little buildings and stuff. I'm like, oh, I can see where Bayonetta got this. So that was an interesting like just tangent to draw. And so the first few areas I'm like, yeah, this is like the areas are a little too big, and you know, it's a little bit slower. Like Dante is way, way quieter. But I'm like, this is fine. What the fuck are people complaining about? And then I got to bigger areas, and I got to boss fights, and I got to unbalanced gameplay, and I'm like, no.
Helicopter.
This game it's just bad. Like, people are right. DMC2 is not good. And I'm glad I played it myself because I am able to say that definitively from my own perspective now. But like, terrible story, flat writing, bland characters.
Okay. Here's. I will agree that Devil May Cry 2 is obviously a worse game than Devil May Cry 1, even though I don't like either of them very much. But here's where my issue comes with people saying that Devil May Cry 2 is shit and people saying Devil May Cry 1 is great. And I already know like where you would put Devil May Cry 1 on the 10-point scale, so I'm not criticizing you or anything. Devil May Cry 1 on Metacritic has a 94, Tucker. That's nuts. Fucking crazy. Devil May Cry 2 has a 68. Those games are not that varied in quality. There is not that big of a gap between them.
Well, I mean,
there's not even close to that much of a gap.
I have DMC 1 out of 7 on backlog. I have DMC 2 out of 4. Okay. So I think there is a 30-point difference.
That's crazy. Between them. I really don't. I mean, sorry, I shouldn't say that's crazy. That's fair, but
well, I hate to appeal to like the common consensus here, but like it seems like what most people.
No, that is absolutely the common consensus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Devil May Cry 3 has an 84, which is interesting. Lower than DMC 1. That's crazy.
Well, that might just be like
more reviews at that point were coming out.
Yeah, I don't know fucking know. But because it does seem like DMC 3 is the most popular of the 3. And from what I've played of it, it's the best one so far.
It definitely was the best one I played as well. Yeah.
But DMC 2, I think I just have problems with almost every element of its design, except for the core combat is totally fine. I like that you have a one-button dodge roll, which you did not have in DMC 1. You had to target and then press B, which is back in DMC 3, and it's part of one of the things I don't like about DMC 3.
Have much issue with it because the combat was mostly the same, and I play character action games for
the combat. It is mostly the same. Yeah, it is mostly the same. But I also do think that in comparison, DMC 2 does have weaker enemy design, enemy AI, and especially in the boss battles.
I will never forget the helicopter, dude. That is like a seared in my mind. On that rooftop, I was shooting that helicopter for probably 30 minutes. My 4-hour playthrough of that game was like 20% fighting that helicopter. Like, not even joking. It's like actually most of the game.
And frankly, most of the boss fights are like that. They are imbalanced. They don't have proper attacks. The game tries to introduce way more platforming, more janky platforming than DMC 1 did. And if you're looking at through any context of like place or story, this game is fucking shit show. Dante says like 4 things to the game. There's a villain that shows up only 3 times and has a unclear motivation, and then has terrible voice acting when you defeat him. And he's also not even the final boss. And the actual final boss comes out of nowhere. You got this other character, Lucia, who does fucking nothing. But you could play like an alternate story as her, and it's basically no different. I think DMC2 is a bad game. It's one of my least favorite games I've played this year. And it's just fascinating. Like, learning about the development history of that game is fascinating. Which is why I'm glad I played it, even if it's not a game I liked, because I now have the context for it. And I believe and agree with when people say no, DMC2 is substantially worse than the first one.
So are you gonna go on a full DMC run here and play 4 and 5? Or are you gonna?
I can't.
Probably. Okay.
Well, I can't because I'm leaving tomorrow. And
Well, I
I'm
mean, like,
only gonna have my
not like
Switch with
right
me.
now. I'm just saying, like, over the course of like the next month or two, like when
Oh,
you're
sure.
back,
When I'm back, yeah. I mean, we'll see where I am at that point in time because that's also getting into September.
the release season.
Yeah,
How long are
and
you
I
gonna be gone?
probably want to. Well, it depends on what you find is gone.
Are we recording on Thursday next week, Tucker?
Yes,
Okay. Then I
yes,
don't care.
because I
I don't
am.
care what you do then.
I don't think that there will be any week where I can't record with you at all.
Okay.
So basically, it won't really affect it. We had to kind of shift recording days a couple times here, but I don't even think it'll be the case.
If we had to
coming up.
skip a week sometime, I mean that's fine. As long as it's not like a
We
crazy
might,
news
we
week.
might, we'll see.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the end of the world.
But I'm playing DMC 3 now on Switch. As I said, I'm 4 hours into it. I'm enjoying it a lot more. The characters are a lot better. There's a lot more personality.
The gameplay
The
was so much
combat
better.
is better.
Yeah.
So much more to the combat there because you've got styles and a better combo system. It's just better. It's better in every way.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to now have experience with DMC.
Yeah.
Because I had no experience before, and I'd like to get around to 4 DMC and 5. I want to play all those games.
I think if nothing else, let's say you think DMC 1's like a 7 or whatever, doesn't really matter to put a number on it. I think you and I will both be DMC Devil May Cry defenders. I do believe that.
Yeah,
because I think it's very possible I like that game more than DMC 1.
Yeah. And then how have you played 5?
I played a very small amount of it on PS5 when it came out, and I really liked what I played. But I think that's what happened. I played that a little bit, and I was like, okay, I gotta pause my stuff. I gotta play the other ones first, and then I just
back to it. Yeah.
and I never caught up. So eventually I will, but
Capcom boy, you gotta give DMC a try.
it's not a crazy priority right now. But
no,
I'll
you're
probably
prioritizing Atelier.
Yeah, well, I'm getting to my JRPG roots here.
Yeah,
I'm a JRPG guy who has played like no JRPGs, so I'm trying to like rectify that a little bit.
Fair. You know what? I
respect
that.
So I'm trying to fix that with these long ass games.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, getting into what I've been playing, I'll talk quickly about Final Fantasy XIV because I haven't really played it that much. I did so. For those that didn't listen last week, I have switched to Mac from PC, which was its own can of worms and hurdles for playing Final Fantasy XIV. Because,
well, and also for recording, because we were having camera problems this week.
So
and no problems this week.
So far, I think the issue was, and this is just completely my fault, I have like the looping background of like the Switch logo or whatever, just for a backdrop.
Okay.
I didn't have it set to loop, so that was that. And then my camera overheating, like right now, it's pretty warm. So that may continue being an issue in the future.
Sure, possibly.
But, yeah, Final Fantasy XIV. So getting it on Mac, I had to buy a new license because for some fucking reason, despite owning it on Steam, which is on Mac, it doesn't carry over. You needed to buy a new license. So that's
very
awesome. But it was on sale for $15, and it came with a free month, which is $15. So I was like, okay, whatever. It was $30. So free month for $15. So I was like, I paid $15 to have it on Mac. It's not that big of a deal. But then I was trying to play with some friends, who I had never played this game with before, and the way the servers are set up in this game, you have to pay to transfer servers. To transfer your character to another server. It is crazy. So I went ahead and did it. It is $18 to transfer your character. That's fucking
So you paid $48
crazy.
Plus tax.
Something like that,
to get back into Final Fantasy XIV.
Yeah, which is fine with
on a new computer. On a new server.
It's fine. I had to do it.
Well, yes, but
now
also...
I also did see, I think there's some like third-party software where like you can use your Steam license or something. I wasn't trying to get into all that. I was like, whatever. Plus now I own it forever. It's not like it's gonna go anywhere. It's like fine. And this is a game I do plan on playing for years to come. Because last week we mentioned while we were recording, they announced the new expansion, Dawn Trail. So most of this week, or really just yesterday, because that's when I re-downloaded it and everything, was like troubleshooting and fucking learning how to play a video game on a Mac. It's crazy. And just like reconfiguring my keybinds and all that, because they have some weird ass like defaults that you need to change. By default, pressing, like the WASD keys, pressing A or D on your keyboard does not move left or right by default. Like, does not move your character.
What do you need to press? What are you supposed to press?
You're supposed to right click and press that. It's fucking whack.
What?
So I was like changing the controls around. That's most of what my time spent yesterday was. But then I eventually did a dungeon with them, and I'm itching, Tucker. I'm itching to get back into this. So we all none of us that were playing, none of us are caught up. They're all further than me. I think the furthest is Trent, who is in late Stormblood patch content, which is substantially further than me, but that's also like 2 expansions behind still. So the goal is to catch up by next summer.
Sure.
So You'll be hearing about a lot of Final Fantasy 14 in this podcast, probably.
Now, what's the amount of time that would need to be put in to catch up? I'm not thinking about doing it.
Oh, for you, total, probably 250 hours, I would say. For me, where I'm at, probably 150, I want to say maybe. Something like that. A Realm Reborn is the longest because the base game was very long, but then they add these patches before that expansion. The amount of patches they added to A Realm Reborn is insane, and the amount of
I've heard about that.
The A Realm Reborn patch quests are just
and it was the Realm Reborn team that ended up making Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah, it's Yoshida, I think his name is. So
they call him Yoshi P. As far
it's Yoshi P. Well, that's not even just the Realm Reborn team. That's just the Final Fantasy 14 team now.
Yeah,
they're still doing it. So yeah, I'm excited to play more, but this week was mostly just kind of getting my sea legs back and figuring out how to play on the Mac. And then the main game I played this week, Tucker, was Yakuza Kiwami, because not only did I start it, I actually finished it.
Nice.
I plowed through this game, and I feel a little bad because I know I didn't interact with as much side content as I should. And I would like to go back and do it eventually, maybe in 10 years when I go back for the Platinum or something, I will do that. But I talked about last week, they are actually removing these games from PS Plus on August 15th. So I was like, okay, I need to at least get Kiwami under my belt. If I can try to do Kiwami 2 by then, that'd be nice. I did order a copy on eBay just in case. But yeah, Yakuza Kiwami, here's the thing. Yakuza 0 is one of my favorite games I played this year. I would say my 3 favorite games I played this year are Tears of the Kingdom, Pikmin 4, and Yakuza Kiwami. Yakuza 0, sorry.
0.
So,
and 0 is the one I've heard the most about in terms of
0
series.
Right. So I already kind of knew going into these next games that I probably would not like them as much as Yakuza 0, because Yakuza 0 was made in 2014. Whereas Yakuza Kiwami, yes, it's a remake. It is a PS2 game, and it really shows. The combat is much more simplistic. You only play as Kiryu instead of in Yakuza 0, you play as Kiryu and Majima. So there's much less different kinds of styles for your moves, and the combos are much more simple. The skill trees are much more simple, and it's a much shorter game overall. It probably maybe took me 15 hours, and that's with doing. I mean, I didn't do a ton of side content, but I did some. Whereas Yakuza 0 is like a 30-hour game, so it's literally like half the length. For me, the gameplay, like, it's a PS2 game or whatever, it's fine. The gameplay's fine. I don't really care. Of course, it's Kamurocho again, so it's just the same map with some different areas. My biggest issue with this game was the story, though. I already knew I didn't like Kiryu as much as Majima, which I knew would be an issue for me because I know Majima's not the fucking main character. But it's still good.
You'll probably get to like Kiryu over the course of
100
hours.
I don't want to say I don't like him. It's just that Majima's story in 0 is unbelievably good. So I just knew going into this, Kiryu being the focus, I probably wouldn't care as much, and that ended up being the case. I don't know if the entire story itself just wasn't as interesting. I don't like what they do with it's funny, like, reviewing this as someone who knew nothing about Yakuza, because I mean, this happened in 2004 or whatever, right? So this is like basic Yakuza plot stuff now. I didn't like that Nishikiyama is the villain, because in Yakuza 0 he's like kind of set up as Kiryu's like blood brother in the Yakuza, and he's actually the villain in Yakuza 1. And I'm just like, oh, I thought I would get to play 8 games where they're like, this is bros being dudes. So to see him actually be a villain, very disappointing. I was very disappointed with that writing choice. But other than that, I did really enjoy the game. It's just not as good as 0, which I expected. So I've heard Yakuza 2 story is very good, so I'm excited for that. I've heard 3, not the best. I think I've actually heard 3 is probably the worst game in the series.
Okay.
So I'm a little worried about that. And then 4, 5, and 6, I've heard are all good. So I will continue playing through the series and reporting back in. As you said, you're excited to follow my journey. The journey is happening. I'm going to be honest. Pats on back. I'm surprised I played this game so fast. That's a pretty quick turnaround, because I played Yakuza 0 like not even a month ago. So thanks to PS Plus for giving me the kick in the booty I needed. All right, Tucker, let's get back to news. We have a couple things to talk about. I just wanted to mention this real quick. Mortal Kombat 1 story mode will take roughly 5 to 6 hours. This is a win for us, Tucker. I'm very excited about this. I was like thinking, okay, am I really going to buy Mortal Kombat 1 on release? Maybe I'll wait for a sale. I mean, I'm excited for it, but there's so much else coming out. But hearing that, I'm just like, yeah, I'll buy Mortal Kombat 1 on launch.
I'm probably going to play it as well.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just wanted to mention that. There was also some DLC announced. I think all the leaks were true, like Homelander's in there and all that. Peacemaker's in there, of course, from the titular Peacemaker. So Mortal Kombat 1, I'm excited for it. I just want to shout it out. I'm not gonna play.
Have you seen
Switch,
Peacemaker, by the way?
No, I have not.
It's a great show. It's so
not.
fucking good.
Is it? I've heard good
Yeah.
things. My girlfriend's dad, for some reason, is obsessed with telling us to watch it. Like
You should.
every time they're on the phone,
Watch it on Max.
Every time they're on the phone, they're just like, "Have you guys watched Peacemaker yet?"
I can't believe within the last like month and a half we've gotten Twitter renamed and HBO Max renamed. That's crazy.
I'm gonna be completely honest. This may sound petty. I have never canceled a subscription faster in my life than when Max changed its name. The discoverability of good content has been destroyed. They fucking destroyed that platform, Tucker. It's so annoying.
I've never used it since it happened.
So I'm not like a film guy like you are or whatever, right? But I was subscribed to HBO Max for like the really good shows, high quality shows, and generally speaking, prestigious movies. They usually have like a lot of Oscar winners on there. I watched Birdman on there. Like I watched a lot of like high.
They also have
award-winning movies on there.
They had TCM stuff on there as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Since they rebranded as Max and they got all of like the TLC content on there, I loaded it up yesterday because my girlfriend logged into her dad's account, so I'm not paying for it anymore. I guess it's Shark Week, so all those like shitty shark movies were on there. All the weight loss TLC reality shows are on the front page.
That's what you mean,
listen, I understand there's the categories for like these are the movies that have been nominated for Oscars and shit like that. But when the front page is just the scumbag reality, there's a show where it's like MILF son dating or something. Where it's like
that is not the word I expected to come out of your mouth.
I forget what it's called, but all these
why would I know what it's called?
All these moms are taken to this house, but all their sons are also there, and it's a dating show. And it's just shit like that should not be on Max.
And the other sons are supposed to date the other moms?
Yes. It's fucking weird. That shit should not be on Max.
Sounds like a dream scenario, yeah.
They ruined Max, man. That's crazy. That was my only subscription service that I kept. And now I don't have it, yeah.
In terms of streaming?
Yeah, I have YouTube Premium, but I haven't had Netflix for a while.
Why do you pay for YouTube Premium?
No ads, dude. It's so nice.
Ad blocker.
On my phone?
Oh, I guess I do have ads on my YouTube.
Yeah. No, yeah, I don't. Well, because normally I don't watch YouTube on my computer.
Now, speaking of YouTube Premium, there was a thing that I had YouTube Premium for a month at some point. I don't even know why. And there was a feature that is a part of that, which is playing a YouTube video picture-in-picture mode.
That's free now, I think.
Yes, and eventually I just kept having it, and I'm like, isn't that supposed to be a premium feature? And as far as I know, like I got a YouTube Premium ad, and it's like, oh, and you can play picture-in-picture. I'm like, I'm doing that right now as you're playing this ad. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah,
but hey, good as the day is long. I use picture-in-picture mode constantly.
Me too. Which
like this for this Nakey Jakey video I'm watching right now.
I wanted to watch that. I saw it on my recommended, but I didn't click on it. But yeah, what were we talking about? MILF moms?
yes, we were actually. Yes. Unironically.
I don't have much to say on this, but exciting. Sooner than I thought. The Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope Rayman DLC is coming out on August 30th. There was a trailer for it. It actually looks. Here's the thing. I hate when I see something and I can just tell the company's gonna try to fuck it over. It's like, oh, this doesn't do well. Rayman's never coming back, because I know this isn't gonna do well. Because Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope didn't do well, but you can tell by watching this trailer, Tucker, that the team put a lot of love and effort into this. There's a lot of really cool ideas.
This is a third wave of DLC.
Yeah, it's the final wave of DLC. It's called Rayman and the Phantom Show, and the entire theming is that Rayman is like an actor, and you're on like a movie set, and the areas look completely different than anything in the base game. It actually looks really cool. I'm not gonna check it out right now because I never actually finished Sparks of Hope, but I thought this DLC looked really good. Of course, Rayman. You have like the I don't know what they're called, like like the things Rayman like grapples onto. Those are in the game. Just a lot of like Rayman elements added into Mario plus Rabbids. It did make me just want a Rayman platformer watching it.
Yeah, I mean,
so I just hope Ubisoft does not use the sales of this DLC for a game that already underperformed as a barometer for let's bring back a Rayman. Unfortunately, I think they probably will.
How poorly did Origins and Legends sell? I mean, those were popular fucking games.
I would assume Legends at least sold a couple million.
Rayman series sales, and I want to compare it to the older games because there's a lot of Rayman games.
My question is, like, do they have higher expectations for that 2D Prince of Persia game than Rayman? Because I would imagine a Rayman game would sell better.
I don't know, possibly.
That's my thing. That's why I'm like, what's the logic here?
Total shipped. Okay,
that Prince of Persia game looks great too. I'm excited for that, but
total shipped. Why are there so many? Oh Christ! They haven't split between versions of consoles.
Rayman DS, Rayman 3D, the remix of 2.
Video game franchises.
That's what I would like to see. At the very least, get 2 and 3 on modern consoles. That'd be nice.
Now the Rayman series has sold 26 million total.
That's not terrible. I mean, there's not that many games.
Rayman.
That's double Metroid.
True. Ubisoft has high expectations.
I would assume Rayman 2 is the best-selling one.
Not as high as Square Enix, though. Square Enix is always like, fucking game's not selling enough. It's like,
Tomb Raider only sold 10 million copies.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. How many copies does Rayman Origins sell? There's no way that the first 4 weeks is the last update that we have. No fucking shot.
The first 4 weeks of Rayman Origins.
What the hell?
Well, I imagine Rayman Origins.
Best-selling Rayman games. What? GuinnessWorldRecord.com.
Wait.
Best-selling Rayman video game? Rayman Legends.
Okay. That makes sense. Well, because it got ported to everything, so.
As of February 2019, which is a long time ago.
That's after the Switch. Well, I don't think it's really selling that much anymore. That's after the Switch.
No, but I mean, at 4.48 million.
That's pretty fucking good for a 2D platform.
No. The thing is, it holds a world record for best-selling Rayman game. You're not gonna make a follow-up to that? What are you fucking smoking, Ubisoft?
Well,
I will shit my pants when the Ubisoft.
Michel Ancel left or whatever, right? So.
He's also like a creep or a fucking pedophile or whatever.
Sure. Oh, yeah. Well, I was going to make a joke. I was going to call him Michel Incel, so I guess I'm okay with doing that then.
Yeah. And that's also why Beyond Good and Evil 2 is like literally never happening in
They'll never admit it.
You know what I can't wait for?
What's that?
The What Happened video.
What will happen?
What happened? On Beyond Good and Evil 2. I've been watching a lot of What Happened recently. Because I watched the Devil May Cry 1 or Devil May Cry 2 video about it.
I will be playing Skull and Bones.
Why?
That's the
morbid curiosity.
That is the Nintendo Select promise this week. I will be.
that game and
was
not going to come out for like 2 years.
And that is a threat. Also, I will be playing Skull and Bones.
Now explain yourself.
I played Babylon's Fall. I think Skull and Bones is one of the most interesting stories from the past 10 years for AAA video games. Fair. That shit's crazy. My brother played that at E3 2017 when he went.
Really?
That's crazy, bro. It's been 6 years. I think it was announced in 2016.
Wait, it was playable?
Yes, it was playable on the show floor. He didn't have like a behind the closed door. I don't think so.
Yeah.
So
actually, this is a good place for us to talk about the fact that you and I are both going to PAX, and we both have our PAX media badges.
You want to talk about this? Yeah.
And this is my first time going to anything like this, as I've mentioned. And I think probably because I got a media badge,
the email start.
We have both started to get
we're on the
emails, from different game companies that want us to do behind closed doors or like private, like schedule an appointment, which feels kind of cool, to be honest. I don't know.
This will be your first experience doing anything like that, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. No. Yeah. Not even close. Let me see. I think I've gotten 3 today.
Let me check mine.
I got one for Mirthwood.
I think I also got
I got one for Sailforth. And I got one for 20XX, yeah.
You tell me you didn't get 30XX. You tell me you didn't get the World of Kung Fu Dragon and Eagle, English hands-on?
Did I not? World of Kung Fu. No, I didn't.
Well, here's my question. Are you actually gonna like take up on a lot of these? Because last year I went to Yacht Club to play Mina, the Hollower.
Great. Yeah, if I get an email for that, I'll fucking go.
Yeah, but other than that, I don't like having a schedule.
Sure.
Especially at PAX, but like it's mostly me hanging out with my friends, so like
yeah, it's gonna be you and me fucking around for
I don't really view it as like work. So
yeah. I think it'd be cool to have that experience.
Yeah, you should definitely do a couple since you're like a little journalistic boy, you and Abram. Yeah. You should definitely do a couple. Get your sea legs, salty.
And I'll be able to share. I mean, you guys watching this podcast, and if you're following me as a YouTube content creator, if you have been for a while, whatever, you guys are watching me go into the industry for like basically the first time. I mean, I've talked to some people who are involved in the industry. I've had conversations with John Cartwright and Jared Petty, and that's some of my most treasured fucking memories, talking to those guys. But I have no experience doing any of this shit. I haven't even been to a convention before. And I'll be able to tell you a first-person account of what it's like to go to one of these things for the very first time. And hopefully, in 20 years, when I own IGN2, you guys will be able to look
it's
back.
IGN2.com, yeah.
I was on Indeed the other day seeing what IGN. I don't want to work for IGN, but like, I'm just curious.
Yeah. Do they have
I'm not
jobs
getting a
also?
fucking job, right? Well, but they like want people like who know what they're doing, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. How am I supposed to get a fucking experience doing this? I don't know.
I'm just gonna go and get it out there right now. There will probably not be an episode of Nintendo Select the week of PAX because my friends are coming on Tuesday that week, and we're gonna be hanging out, and then you're coming, I think, Wednesday. Yeah. And we're not gonna fucking record while you're here. It's basically a vacation, and we're not doing that shit. So we'll be back the next week after that. So yeah, that'll definitely be a break week for us.
Mm-hmm. But also that means that the next week is gonna be fucking massive. We still have so many stories to tell.
Especially because, Tucker, the week after PAX is gonna be the Nintendo Direct.
Oh, look at you throwing it. Actually, no, I was thinking about that.
I looked it up. TGS is, I think, September 21st, so it could literally be September 21st. I think it's a Wednesday.
But it'll probably be like
it'd probably be the week before that. So like September 13th, 14th.
Yeah.
Damn. Dude, I feel like we just got that Direct. But we're already like talking about the next one.
Recently, yeah.
Yeah, it was like a month and a half ago. It was late in June. Yeah. Normally it's early June, so.
That's a good point, yeah. Because they did it after everything else went.
E3.
Yeah.
Nintendo's so funny. But here's the thing. People say Nintendo's hard to predict, and like in some aspects that's true, but also they're like the most predictable fucking company ever.
Yeah,
they just wait. They clearly just waited until everybody had done their thing, and then they announced the Direct.
Yeah. I was just thinking about a couple days ago how good this summer game season was. It was so fucking good. Like basically every conference I was, I'm like, that was cool. That was awesome. There's so many fucking games I want to play.
Well, not only just announcements, but also just games releasing. I didn't include it this week because there was because there wasn't any Nintendo games that released in June. So I didn't include the Circana or an MPD results this time.
Oh,
but like I was looking through it for June because those just came out. Like Diablo 4 was #1, then Final Fantasy, then Street Fighter, and it's like, damn, June was a good month.
It was a good month.
That was a good month. And do you think Pikmin takes #1 in July?
No. What? No fucking shot.
What else came out in July? Usually a new game takes. I guess it could be Diablo, but
yeah, I mean, I assume that any of those games that released last month will sell.
I think Pikmin 4 might do it.
If that would be fucking.
But also,
awesome.
It's selling mostly in Japan, so because that's US numbers, and also Nintendo doesn't.
Circana.
Yeah, and Nintendo doesn't share digital numbers, so that probably hurt it. For context, Tears of the Kingdom was #4 in June, but.
Sure, yeah, but it was also #1 the month before.
Yeah, of course, by a landslide. So
yeah,
I'll be curious to see what #1 is in July. I think Pikmin 4 can do it though. All right, Tucker, get your fucking lotion out. It's time for something bad to happen here.
What the fuck are you on about?
We need to talk about a rumor that came out this week, Tucker.
This
is our final topic. I didn't take questions this week, so this will be our final talking point for the week in review here.
To be completely transparent, he forgot.
Yes,
you got on. You're like, I forgot to ask
because it's me recording on a weird day. Last week I was also weird.
True. Yeah. No, I understand. Your schedule is off.
But also, this episode's still 2 hours anyway, so I think we're fine without questions this week.
Oh yeah.
Join the Discord, link down below to take your questions in. So a rumor came out this week from VGC, reported by Andy Robinson, that the Nintendo Switch 2 dev kits are already in the hands of the key partners, is what he said. And basically, it will be releasing in the second half of 2024. It'll have an LCD screen. Backwards compatibility is unknown. And in that report, he kind of cited a couple people. He cited Dr. Serkan Toto, who I believe is a tech analyst in Japan. And he cited Christopher Drang, who is the, I think, lead editor of GameIndustry.biz. And here's the thing. On the surface, there's nothing wrong with this report. I have nothing against this report. I've seen a lot of people saying I'm like coping or whatever because I've been saying 2025.
Yeah.
I would prefer if it came out in 2024. I want new hardware. But I try to take the very critical approach of what makes sense for Nintendo. And I think 2025 makes more sense, but late 2024 is totally possible. My issue with this report isn't them saying 2024 itself. My issue is people taking it as like a fact or just like, oh, these journalists are reliable. In fact, you actually tagged me in it in your server because you were like, oh, this is going to be a good piece this week. I think Abram was saying like, this is our first really reliable report on the Switch 2. And I just have to completely disagree because all three of these people are very unreliable. Andy Robinson, I've definitely like talked about his Nintendo rumors in the past before, because in 2020 he did leak 3D All Stars. Like absolutely, he did leak that. Props to him. He had a source. Dr. Serkentoto isn't really like a leaker. He's an analyst, but he infamously is a Switch Pro believer. In 2020,
a lot of people are.
He said Switch Pro is 100% coming out in 2020. That's what he said. And then Christopher Drang, this is the thing that really gets me. Christopher Drang is a fucking clown. I'm sorry. This is the person that was saying there was nothing after Tears of the Kingdom. And everybody was clowning this person. Yeah. Everybody was clowning on this person. And Andy Robinson also corroborated that. But now that it's news people want to hear regarding Switch 2 coming out next year, people are like, oh, it's real. I believe this.
Yeah, because you want to agree with it.
And I of course, maybe that was a little hostile. I don't mean any ill will towards these people. They're just talking about video games. That's fine. They can report it, and it's fun to talk about. It's fun to speculate. I love speculation. But I have an issue when people come to my comments on my videos being like, you just don't believe it because you're coping. I don't believe it because they've all been wrong about stuff. Andy Robinson said Twilight Princess and Wind Waker were coming out 100% in 2021. You have to look at this shit critically. You can't just take what they're saying at face value. Otherwise, you will end up being burned. It is very possible. It is very possible this happens. I do believe that dev kits probably are out there. That's reasonable. I think the LCD thing is interesting. Well, that's another thing, too. This report doesn't really tell us that much. It's like, it is basically a non-report anyway. Yeah, it's coming out late 2024. We have no other information.
Yeah, I'm of two minds of this. Number one, my instant reaction is, this is basically stuff that we feel like we already knew. Like we could have surmised. This has been general rumors have indicated most of this stuff anyway. So what's the fucking point? But my other mind is, it has to be, even the most basic things have to be confirmed at some point. We can't just be like, oh, this sounds simple, so then why bother? Even if this isn't a true confirmation, because I agree with you, the sources are a little bit shaky.
Yeah.
They are less shaky than what we've heard before. This is the most concrete rumor and most corroborated rumor and most believable rumor that we've gotten about any of this. And so you got to start somewhere.
But it's
believable. This is a good baseline report.
It's believable in the way that Jeff Grubb says it's going to be a September Direct.
Sure.
Yeah, of course there is. You know?
Yeah, no, of course.
But you're right. I guess there has to be that baseline moment where people start reporting it. But I don't know. Do you think it's... Yeah. I think it's... once again, I should say, I've been saying 2025, early 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Late 2024, totally possible. People keep acting like that's a huge difference. Bro, it's a fucking 4-month difference. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, no,
they could be targeting late 2024. Maybe it gets delayed. Like the Switch was supposed to come out in 2016.
Yeah.
And they got pushed to March. That could happen again.
So, man, imagine if they come out in 2016.
With one game and then nothing for 6 months.
But just imagine, like, the Wii U's life cycle would have been even fucking shorter, dude. That would have been very funny. Well, that's so crazy.
The Wii U was already dead in 2016 anyway. Color Splash was his last game, basically. So... Now, Tucker, I don't know if you saw. I don't know the exact website. I didn't. It's not like a news bullet point here, but because this report has come out, a lot of people are starting to like, bandwagon a little bit. Be like, oh, I heard this. I heard this. I heard that. I did see one website reported. Once again, I don't remember the website saying that the game. They were just like, yeah, I heard the same thing, and the Switch 2 is going to be announced at Gamescom. No, it's not.
Why would it be announced at Gamescom? What, this year?
Yes, that's
or next year.
And then I saw people once again. I saw like My Nintendo News like reposted it, and it's like that's not going to happen.
No, what the fuck?
I mean, if it happens, I will eat the most crow I've ever eaten, and I would be very happy to eat that crow. This shit's not getting announced at fucking Gamescom. Nintendo doesn't do anything at Gamescom. They are going to be there this year, but. I'm not gonna announce fucking Switch 2.
I don't know. It's very interesting thinking about like how much time they want before a release to like talk about the console. Hi, are you just gonna sit there and like kind of yell? She just sitting on the floor, just doing nothing, just making tiny noises. You're a fucker. You know that? Yeah, because I don't know that much about the announcement cycle of Nintendo systems because the Switch was the first one I was involved in any capacity. I mean, as far as I knew, I blinked and one day there was a Wii U. And I'm like, okay, sure. How about that? But a year is not particularly uncommon for console announcements. So if it is releasing in 2024, getting just a name and maybe a year is technically possible.
Sure. I mean, I guess. It just... Yes, consoles used to be announced a year in advance. I mean, the Wii U was announced in... was it confirmed in 2010? I think it was first shown in 2011, and then it came out in late 2012. But traditionally with Nintendo, at least recently, and even with Sony and Xbox, starting with the pandemic, it's a much tighter release schedule.
Well, yes, but also Microsoft announced the Series X.
That was a year. You're right. That was at Game Awards. You're right.
Well, it was a year and a half, and then a year because they announced Project Scarlet.
Oh, Scarlet, yeah.
Yeah, and then Game Awards was the official unveiling, and then that was obviously a year later.
I guess if you're looking at the code name, the NX was announced in 2015, but that was more like a panic move. I don't know if that's like you can use that as like a pattern. I feel like because people keep saying
it's interesting though, we don't have a code name for this system, and that's actually the most consistent thing about previous systems.
I think
the Dolphin and the Revolution and the NX, like,
and I think
these are notorious elements.
Helps my theory of 2025 because we would know that by now. I feel like.
What was the Wii U's code name? Do you know off the top of your head?
Project Cafe.
Cafe.
I think Project Cafe was announced in 2010, and then the Wii U was shown in 2011. So very long in advance. Although I mean, even Switch NX, that was 2 full years. But once again, that was because they were panicking. If people want them to replicate what they did with the Switch...
but that was a year for the Wii U then. Even from the reveal, because Wii U didn't release till late 2012. It was announced in 2011.
Exactly. That's very long in between.
Yeah.
But the only reason we got the NX codename when we did was because they were panicking. I mean, that was that was the same investor call where Iwata halved his earnings by like 90% or whatever. Like they needed to announce something. That was also when they announced mobile games.
3DS was a year in advance.
Yeah.
I think the Switch honestly is the outlier, though. I think that's an interesting thing. We can use the Switch most reliably as this is what their current ecosystem is like.
Well, that's what I want to say. I think that's why you would think they would replicate that, because the Switch is going to be their most successful thing ever.
Yeah, possibly, but also not necessarily. I think that the evidence is pretty balanced when you think about traditional console announcement cycles, whether that is home console or handheld. The Switch, obviously being a mixture of the two, has its kind of own thing, but it's in its own situation. It's released at a uncommon time of year. Most systems are released in holiday. Even the Wii U did that. Obviously, Nintendo or Sony and Xbox do that as well. I don't think that I don't think you can rely on the Switch having a very short reveal to release cycle as an indicator that the next system will be the same. And if the most reliable current rumor is that late next year we will be having our hands on this system, then just getting maybe announcement is next system is coming next year, here's the code name. And that's a Nintendo announcement. And it doesn't even have to be us seeing the system or any games or anything.
But what do you gain from doing that? That would make the least sense, because then you're just hurting your sales for no reason without even promoting the real console.
Sure. No,
which to be fair, they've done. So I can't fully say that. It's not truly fair. But with the Wii, for example, Wii was already completely dead. Like that, it was done. Same with Wii U. The Switch, people like to say it's slowing down, and yes, overall it is. That's because it was on a meteoric high.
Yeah, of
course. It is still outselling the PS5 a lot of months. So like, I don't think there's a pressure for Nintendo to do that. I think maybe
there's certainly not a pressure.
I think maybe in January you could hear a code name or something. But I think this holiday season is off limits, in my opinion. But the moment it hits January, everything is on the table. Even if it's 2025, even if it somehow ends up being late 2025, I think anything could happen once this holiday season happens. Because this probably is, I mean, Mario Wonder... Tears of the Kingdom, probably the last big Zelda game, or probably the last big Switch game. Mario Wonder probably actually is the last 20 million seller. Well, Pokemon, but you get what I'm saying.
Oh man, I guess we could end the Switch life cycle with a Gen 10.
I don't know about Gen 10, but
or I guess
whatever.
No, actually, no. I don't think
it'll be. I don't think it'll be Black and White remakes quite yet,
Pokemon.
But some sort of mainline Pokemon game. Next
Let's
year.
Go Johto.
I hope so. I'm okay with that, or another Legends game. But honestly, save Legends for the next console. Spruce it up a bit. Work out the kinks. I love that game.
Make your next game good, Game Freak.
They already just need to make Legends Arceus too. And that's... Can you imagine if they did that? It's the same fucking map.
Oh, Legends Arceus.
Like,
too.
literally, it's called Legends Arceus too. That'd be very funny.
And all that.
That'd be very funny. So we'll see what happens. I would love to be wrong. And I will, like I said, eat crow if this all ends up being true. But here's the thing: it's one of those things where the report itself from VGC was such a non-report. They could be right without actually knowing anything.
Yeah.
That's the tricky thing here. But I'm sure they have someone that told them that, and maybe they're accurate, and we'll see. I do think we haven't really talked about it. The LCD screen is interesting. They said they're going to be using an LCD screen to save production costs. It actually makes a lot of sense. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But it does make a lot of sense. I can never go... I can go back because I'll probably have to go back.
Yeah.
But it is definitely unfortunate. I would gladly pay a premium at launch to have an OLED screen. The OLED Switch, people are always focused on Nintendo as, like, you know, being a powerhouse or whatever. The OLED screen did more for the Switch and its games, I feel like, than a lot of like what making it more powerful would do.
Sure.
Unless it was like a substantial like if it was just like a basic Switch Pro like the new 3DS was, I don't think that would have been that nice. But an OLED screen, very nice.
No one noticed the power jump to the new 3DS. I mean, there was exclusive games. Yeah.
There was exclusive game.
Wasn't how many were there?
There were 4 physical games.
Fire Emblem Warriors,
Xenoblade, Runbow, 3D. And Minecraft.
Oh, that's right about Minecraft.
Rumbo is a
what
new 3DS.
What the fuck are you talking about? Why Runbow? How'd that happen?
I don't know.
That's insane. Rumbo's fun. Have you played Rumbow?
I've not. I think I might have played a demo. That was like, I want to say 2015. They did the Nindies at Home thing for E3 that year. That was awesome. Yes, they just released like 20 demos of Wii U indie games one year at E3.
Cool.
It was really cool.
I was not around for that.
No, you were still in the womb.
Basically.
But yeah, we'll see what happens with the Switch too. I mean, we're gonna keep talking about it. The rumors are gonna start ramping up, and if dev kits are truly out there, which I think they probably are with like the main publishers, like Square Enix probably has someone at Square Enix has some sort of hardware that resembles what the Switch 2 is. I would imagine.
Maybe. Yeah.
Probably. Capcom, you know.
But also, dev kit does not imply that.
Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said like resembles what the power of it is, because they're not going to have like,
the power. Yes,
they're not going to have literally a handheld console. It's going to be a box.
No,
it's
a weird little gray box with wire sticking out of it, and like exposed fucking like processors and shit. Because that's usually when you say a dev kit's like, I don't even know how they like make this thing work. Like it looks like it's about to fall apart.
Yeah, no, it's like the most workshop garage thing ever.
Yeah.
So we'll probably be hearing more in the coming months. More rumors popping up, and then I think a full reveal next spring makes the most sense. But we will see. We will see. Tucker, do you have any other thoughts on this or anything else before we wrap up this episode?
No, I think we covered that pretty good.
The Nintendo Select Podcast. Okay. Well, I guess follow us on Spotify, of course. Apple Podcasts. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow Tucker, Backlog Banter. Follow me for other Nintendo stuff. What are you going to go do, Tucker? Are you going to watch any more movies tonight?
No, I watched TMNT earlier this morning because
was it good?
Yeah, it's fun. It's good. I like it.
I like the art style.
It's definitely a kids movie. They're making a lot of like jokes aimed at middle schoolers, which makes sense. That's the target audience. So like, I can't criticize it that much for that. But also, I was like, shut the fuck up. Sometimes.
Yeah, I think you can though, because like Spider-Verse doesn't do that really.
Sure.
And that's aimed at middle schoolers.
Yeah. But it was good. I watched it earlier today because I was going to watch it with my friends this evening, but I'm going to spend the evening with my girlfriend because it's last night before I'm gone for a month, and so
that is fair.
Yeah. So I'm like, guys,
see, I tried to
not
record
going
at
to
5
see a movie.
a.m. I tried to rope you into something that you weren't prepared for.
The first thing I saw when I woke up this morning is, what if we recorded when you?
Well, I was already. I didn't sleep really, so I was like, I'm gonna be sleeping after this. But I was like, I'm already up if he happens to be, because we've done that before. Where like you just happen to wake up and you're like, you want to record now? So I was thinking I'll give you the option.
Yeah,
but that don't end up happening. So next week we'll be back with financials and probably a Pokemon Presents to talk about.
Oh yeah,
we'll see. Any other final closing things here, Tucker?
Nintendo Select promise. I'm gonna eat something fucking awesome this next week.
Are you?
That's my promise. I'm just.
You better come back with the most fire meal. I want a picture of it.
Okay, I'll take a picture.
Yeah, take the picture. Yeah.
I can do that. Yeah, I'll also be able to tell you about traveling stories.
Oh yeah.
Like
where are you going? Like first?
Jamestown, New York.
What are you doing over there?
I gotta fly to Buffalo and then drive like 90 minutes.
You're going places you don't belong, you know.
Got no business being there. I'm going places no man has gone before. Jamestown, New York. They don't even have a movie theater there. I was gonna watch Meg 2: The Trench because that also comes out this week, but they don't got a movie theater.
Of course it does.
In Jamestown.
Of course it does.
I'm excited for Meg 2.
Are you excited for Blue Beetle?
saw morbidly.
When does that come out? That comes out soon, right? It's like this week.
Is that August 16th or something like that? Blue Beetle. Did you hear that they moved back? So there's been a lot of delays.
Yeah. That was right after we recorded last week. Tanner came in and
and they delayed
a week or whatever.
They delayed Gran Turismo a week, which is so dumb. But that doesn't make much.
People already bought tickets, right?
Could
have, yeah.
But people bought tickets. But they also Sony delayed. They delayed Craven of almost a year.
A full year. Yeah, that movie had to almost be done, right? It was supposed to come out in August.
There's been a trailer. Yeah. I was very close. Blue Beetle releases on August 18th.
Okay.
$120 million budget. I've been seeing people today. It'll be lucky to make 100 million.
Oh, absolutely. Didn't it Flash
worldwide?
How much did Flash make worldwide? It barely even did that, and that was the Flash.
No, the Flash made more than 100 million.
Maybe like 200 million worldwide. I know it was not good.
The Flash made 268.
Okay. It's not very
and that is less than Elemental. Elemental has surged past that. My Elemental, my beloved, has almost 400.
Elemental passed Spider-Verse, right?
No. What are you fucking talking about? No fucking shot. No.
Maybe it was like domestic box. I saw someone say like Elemental has passed Spider-Verse box office.
No. Oh, Into the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse?
The new one.
No.
No.
In no category.
Okay.
It's not even close. This is fake news.
Well, hey, I'm just spreading the word that I've seen on X. And if X users want to repost their lies,
not retweet.
I did get the update last night where it says repost now instead of retweet.
That's so sad.
I may just delete the app.
That's not a bad idea.
I think
I don't get to see the funny things I send you occasionally. Though also I don't have it on my phone. So
Smart.
I just check in on.
I should do that. I'm so compulsive when I open my phone. I'm just like, okay, Twitter, okay, check eBay real quick.
I used to be that way. I also compulsively check Letterboxd to see if my friends have logged anything. What do? Jesus I don't know. Maybe they read the review. I've been a Letterboxd user for like 5 years at this point, 5-6 years. So it's part of my fucking daily routine, daily habits.
How do you feel about World War Z, Tucker? I watched that the other day.
That movie? Why the fuck did you watch World War Z?
It was free on YouTube Movies.
Watch One Cut of the Dead.
Oh, yeah, I do need to do that. I will be honest.
By the way, I recommended One Cut of the Dead to Sam Barlow.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I gave him a movie recommendation.
He's spreading the good word.
I did. Wow, are you excited about that too? Wow.
My final anecdote for this episode of the podcast. I've heard nothing but hatred towards World War Z. Obviously, I've not read the book. I thought the movie was actually pretty fun. I like zombie media. I don't have any affiliation for Brad Pitt, but that was fun.
You don't have affiliation for him? You mean you don't have any? What's the word? It's certainly not affiliation.
Affinity.
Affinity, yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciation.
My statement was not incorrect. I don't have an affiliation with Brad Pitt.
yeah, of course, yeah.
All right, sucker. Let's get the fuck out of here.
We're losing our minds here. Cat's fucking going crazy.
Until next week, guys. See ya.